have coming up in June, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. But I just definitely wanted to make sure I did mention that, it looks like we may be headed into a better space. And um, there's just a lot of new information that's, been coming out. And a lot of guys obviously are revealing their hand and making whatever decisions that they feel are best for them and their careers. So, we just got to, see what the future holds for some of these guys, right? But as usual, oh my goodness, it's a little warm. As usual, we are going to start with some news, because I know some of y'all, possibly like me, that are working all week and we don't always have time to constantly tap in and see what is going on. So, Mama got you. I got you covered, okay? We are going to start with some news, honey, then get into some upcoming fights. Now, I know that y'all know, hey, Quee, what's going on, girl? Hey, all things. I know that some of y'all already abreast on what is going on with some of these people, right? But let me just go ahead and take you back, take you way back. Well, not even that far back, but a couple of months ago, I did a video, and I know most of y'all saw it. If y'all didn't, about Joseph Parker, being on that yayo. Okay. Apparently, Joseph Parker is still awaiting a ruling on his failed drug test from nearly 6 months ago. Okay. His return to the ring remains on hold. All right. His last fight obviously was in October when he faced Fabio Wardley, being stopped in the 11th round and then popping, for the cocaina. So he is still awaiting some sort of decision, I guess, which will let him know whether or not he can return to the damn ring. So we shall see, right? Um, Most of y'all know that the Caleb Wash, I believe it. No, I'm sorry, Caleb Smith and David Morrell fight fell apart. Um, Let me see something. Yeah, here we go. The fight fell apart. Obviously, he said that he had injured. I don't want to say obviously, but he did say that he had injuries, right? And then recently we saw David Morrell. He called out Ben Whitaker. Um, let me stop laughing. Anyway, yeah, he called out Ben Whitaker. This comes after the fight with Smith. It was canceled due to a rib injury from Caleb Smith, right? Now this fight was supposed to take place on the 18th, right? This was supposed to be for the WBO interim light heavyweight title fight. But after that, being said, Eddie decided, to resume their original plan. He's not going to allow Ben Whitaker to fight David Morrell. He wants him to fight Brian Suarez. Now, all this drama puts the interim title and, Bival's next mandatory position on hold. Now, they have given Caleb 10 days. I think he has 10 days to prove his injury. By proving his injury, they mean submit a certified medical report detailing the extent of the injury, the prognosis, and the recovery time needed for said injury, right? Um, if he does not do that, then obviously, his opportunity will be gone. If the injury is confirmed, however, Caleb will have, I think it said 180 days from the Bivol effort fight, which is May 23rd, to face Morrell. Failure to do so will result in a vacant title. So, Eddie said, no, we're not going to feed you, Ben. You go ahead on and wait, nigga, or whatever the case may be. So right now, that whole situation seems to be in a bit of limbo. We're going to see if he proves his injury or is he running around here like Usyk, you know what I'm saying, doing the Macarena while you supposedly got back pain. We going to see. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about this young man in just a second, but I do want to get through the news. I said this would happen in my video, but I definitely do want to reiterate this. The IBF has ordered Hitchins versus Delgado. Purse bid is set to take place April 21st. Okay. This will force the decision on whether he defends his title or leaves the belt behind, right? It is a confirmed, 65-35 split in Hitchins' favor. Now, this will not interfere with any future fights that he may have tied to Zuffa, right? Taking the fight keeps him at 140 with the belt. Walking away would leave the title behind, leaving the titles vacant, right? So, um, we're gonna talk a little bit more about Richardson Hitchens in a minute, but I just wanted to let y'all know because I know in my video I did mention his mandatory before, when we were discussing the Oscar Duarte fight. That was his mandatory then. But Richardson Hitchens, we know he pulled out of that last. We're gonna get into all that, but anyway, the IBF said, "Listen, I don't care what you over there doing. You got a mandatory over here." So we're gonna see what Richardson Hitchens decides to do moving forward. How's he gonna carry this? And then y'all know that Edgar Berlanga, he's also making his way over to the Zuffa. Okay, he makes his debut. They are gonna let him fight at 168 because I did have some questions about that. This comes after his obvious 5th-round knockout loss to Hamza Shiraz back in July. Now, they are making, like I said, concessions for him and Africa because Zuffa only has 8 weight classes, right? They have heavyweight, which is 200 pounds plus, cruiserweight at 200 pounds, light heavy at 175, middleweight at 160, welterweight at 147, lightweight at 135, featherweight at 126, and bantamweight at 118. So... they have no intermediate weight classes. So, this means fighters will either have to move up or down to the nearest available weight class, right? Which we know, hey, we're going to get into this because I got a few things I want to say about them, but let's get through the news first. Okay. So that's Edgar Berlanga and what he got going on over there, child. Who knows? Right. Now, oh yeah, I gotta mention that, but let me stay here first because boy, oh boy, do I got something I want to say about that. Okay, Alicia Iglesias obviously stops Pavel in the 8th round, winning the vacant IBF super middleweight title, right, and retaining his IBO belt. Now, listen, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that in a minute too. But I just want to let y'all know he won his fight. I think that was this. I don't want to say this morning, but it might have been yesterday. Sometimes it confuses me with when they're like overseas with the time that it plays over here. I gotta pay more attention to that and to get a little bit more I guess in tune with that, because I be thinking fights is gonna happen today, child. They be gonna happen yesterday. Oh, another Zuffa signing is Otto Wallen. He also signed to Zuffa. He is a heavyweight. So it looks like they're building like their top heavyweights and cruiserweight stable. Looks like they're building that up, readily and steadily. Okay, so who knows what's going to happen with that. But he has signed to Zuffa as well. Now, this is some good news. Yeah, DAZN and TNT Sports have announced a partnership that features monthly boxing events. They're calling it, I think, The Fight. Okay, their first card is going to air on July 4th, Independence Day. These fights will feature boxers from Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy, and Queensberry. So it looks like these guys are finally starting to work together, at least in some sort of capacity, which is all that we ask from them to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Give us some good fights across the aisle, not across the aisle. So it looked like enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, so they look like they're circling the wagons on this side. Hopefully they keep their boxers happy, because who the hell knows who's gonna be the next one to sign over there with Zuffa. So, but that is definitely good news for them. I can't wait. Somebody was saying like it's a lot to sign up. I mean, listen, y'all know I have my own issues with DAZN. Sometimes, and I told you they charge my credit card like 2 damn times back to back and act like they ain't want to give my money back. So I boycotted them for quite some time. Okay, but and even if I do like go over there and buy a fight, honey, I lock that credit card so goddamn quick after I pay for that thing. Baby, because they don't be playing. They be out. I don't know what they have going on most of the time, but they definitely this is a good thing from what I understand. Yeah, no, Ben didn't want that. No, Eddie didn't want that smoke for Ben. None of them wanted it for real, if we being honest. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was a situation that him or I mean Ben acted like he wanted it, but I think Eddie was like, nah, we're not gonna put you over there just yet. I wouldn't advise it any damn way. I don't think that would be smart for him. Any goddamn way. So that was his choice, and that was a smart choice. From where I'm sitting on Eddie Hearn's part. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Now I know that there's been conversation about this particular fight. I mentioned it in my last live, just about the verbiage that's being used in the media when it comes to Mayweather, about how this is supposed to be an exhibition, but he signed for it to be an actual fight. So I just want and let me tell y'all something. Mayweather got some damn problems, yo. This ain't the only problem that his ass got neither. Um Lord. Okay. So obviously, I told y'all that they gave him some sort of upfront money and some sort of guarantee for this particular fight. But let's listen to, oh my goodness. No, I did not forget to upload this. Yeah, he has been given an upfront guarantee, and he's also Mayweather's out here crazy, yo. Mayweather has IRS issues. Mayweather has several problems leading up to this fight. But the only thing I will say is this, right? Mayweather better stop playing around, because he's playing with a lot of people's money. It doesn't appear as if, I mean, for now, the fight looks like it still may be on. I haven't seen anything saying that it's been canceled or not. I do know that Pacquiao, as well as Netflix, was very unhappy with the verbiage that he was using, knowing that he signed for this to be an actual fight. So I know that they were a little upset about that, but I Googled it right before I came live just to make sure that they hadn't canceled it because of Mayweather and all of his shenanigans. But from what I can understand, it appears as if the fight is still on. Mayweather has apparently, I don't know, he's backed himself into a corner. I know that, he's been saying that he's not broke, and he don't know why people are saying that he's broke. Well, because you out here acting like it. That's that's the first and foremost thing. You out here acting like it, bruh. The moves that you're making are moves of a grifter. They're moves of a swindler, allegedly. They're just moves of somebody who doesn't look like they intend to do good faith business. So, that's I can understand Manny's position, but I also understand, I guess, Mayweather's position, especially if you need the funding. Then obviously you are going to be in a position where it's like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what Mayweather has going on. I'm about to play this video for y'all though, because I thought this was extremely interesting. Just when it came to that aspect, like I said, I did hear him out here telling people that he's not broke, and he don't know why people are saying that he's broke, so on and so forth. But I don't know, obviously his broke is not our broke, but as far as him being who he was previously, and then we know the lawsuit that he filed against the PBC. So it just, it I wouldn't say that maybe he's broke, but it definitely does appear as if he's having some sort of financial issues. That's just what it is. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like we don't know what's happening. But let me go ahead and load this video. It's this way we can see what I'm talking about, because I don't want to put words in nobody's mouth, but there was definitely a conversation about him and some of the advances that he's taking for this fight, leading up to this fight. And it's not, like I said, just the money that he's gained from his advance with Netflix. There's been, like, it appears to be some other kind of money as well that he out here borrowing in bad faith. So who knows? What's up, Fonzby? Hey, y'all, smash the like button. I'm just rambling my damn mouth up. Let me see up in here. Hey, all things. Quick. Desmond, hey, baby. Okay, how you doing? Fonz, okay. Hey, brother. Flatbush. Hey, boo. How you doing? Yeah, as soon as that video load, but oh, you know what? While I'm waiting for that, let me move on. Y'all let me know if I have an echo. I'm sorry. I'm trying to load it up on. Oh, there it is. Okay. I can get the hell off that, because I hate when I have an echo, and I know y'all was suffering through it. But I'm just gonna play this real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the next piece of news that we got up in here. But I thought this was interesting.
Right. So I haven't seen it myself, right. So I'd rather see things before I talk about it. But I have, they did say that they're has been advances that have been made. That Netflix has given Mayweather some financial advances, and we're talking millions of dollars. I don't know exactly, but when I threw out a figure, they said it's even higher than what I threw out. I threw out multiple millions of dollars. That Netflix has provided some money. That Floyd apparently has taken the contracts that he's had and has gone to a lender and said, "Look, I'm going to be earning all of this money. Here's the signed contract proving so." And then that the lender has given him some cash up front based on that as well. So he's basically taken these numerous advances on the earnings that he's going to take. And look, as we look at this situation, guys, it strikes me that we know how precious Floyd's O is on his record. He's 50-0, unbelievable career. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. But he's also, it appears to be in financial straits. And the two great loves of his life, money and that zero, are conflicting with each other right now. And he's in a pickle. He's in dire straits, so to speak. And how this exactly is going to play out, you would imagine that Floyd Mayweather will come to his senses and say, "Look, I have no choice but to participate in this fight. I've got to be at my best and win this fight to keep that O going."
Ciao. So that's where we are with Mayweather, baby. I don't know what he has going on. Obviously maybe he's made some ventures that didn't pan out the way that he expected them to. But if I'm being honest, this is nasty work, Mayweather. This is this is not looking good, my boy. I don't know. So it looks as if he has no choice but to go through with the fight that he has scheduled with Manny Pacquiao in September. We talked about this before. He has other exhibition fights. I know the fight with Mike Tyson is in fact an exhibition, right? I think the only real fight is the one with Manny, if I'm not mistaken, because I think the one that he's having in like London or like overseas Brazil or somewhere, I think that's an exhibition. And then the one with Mike Tyson is also an exhibition, but the one with Manny Pacquiao is going to count towards his actual record. So we just got to keep that in mind and see how he's going to maneuver through this situation. So I don't know. Hopefully Mayweather gets himself together, child. He need to get that all the way together over there. I don't know what is happening, honey. But yeah, man, he got to get it together. He got to get it together. This is not good. This is not good. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what he got going on now. I saw something else. It's not really. I mean, we're just gonna celebrate him because it is an accomplishment, right? 21 years in the game, Canelo Alvarez. So shout out to Canelo for everything that he's given us. I mean, we know he done took a step, but still, shout out to him. 21 years. That's a blessing. Yeah, been in the sport since he was 15 years old. So shout out to Canelo Alvarez, man. He out here posing for Bad Hombre. Okay, it's the part of a Mary, if I'm not mistaken, Bad Hombre. He out here, he is their man of the month, I believe it was, or something like that. He's just out here posing in all their clothes and stuff like that, helping promote their brand. So, he is making, I guess, other deals outside of boxing. And we already know that, he's coming back against Christian and Billy. I'm telling y'all right now, they are making Canelo a champion again. You think I'm playing? Canelo might pull a Crawford. He might let all these boys go and collect these belts at 168 and then go in there and fight whoever got him. Because 168, I don't see nobody. I don't think Billy could beat him. I don't see nobody with them belts at 168 beating Canelo right now, even with the step back that he's taking, or even with the stutter step that he's experiencing. I just don't see it. So we'll definitely see what he got going on. We're gonna talk about his upcoming fights later, child, when they get closer. Because right now, he posing for Jet Magazine and so forth. So, but 21 years, that's definitely we definitely gonna make sure we show him some love and respect. And we're not gonna, I talk my shit about Canelo, but I really appreciate everything Canelo's done. He, for the most part of his career, he's fought some of the names that we wanted to see, except for Benavidez. Of course, we know he's scared to death of him, but that's neither here nor there. That's why he got Duck of the Week. And before the show ends, we're gonna vote on who's the next week's Duck of the Week. So I can get that video to y'all too. We're doing a new thing every Monday. It's DuckTales Monday, where y'all tell me who is the duck that y'all want to be featured for that particular week. Last week I kicked it off with Canelo because I don't know why I had just seen that news clip again. I guess, David Benavidez with his upcoming fight with Zerto was talking about how they offered him 150 million for the fight. I just couldn't resist, y'all. I'm sorry. I know some of y'all was like, Jab, this is old. No, 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 no. Damn it, 150 million don't never get old. I don't know where y'all from or how much money y'all got, but listen, somebody owed me that kind of money. Listen, I will fight David Benavidez for 150 million. Okay, shit, I will fight him for that money. But I just thought he deserved it. But y'all can vote on who y'all want next, or I will choose because we got a whole list of them to choose from, so it really don't matter to me. But I just thought he deserved it. So we'll see. We'll see. But let me see who is let's get into some upcoming fights because some of the other stuff. Oh no, you know what? Yeah, I'll get into that in a minute. I'm gonna get messy in just a minute, but I want to make sure we give everybody their biz. Oh yeah, Foster and Ford. It looks like they are for the 30th. Although I saw something where Eddie said neither one of these are finalized yet. Neither of these fights are finalized yet. So who knows? I'm gonna be honest. I like this fight. It's a decent fight. It's a good fight, but it's not a main event fight, in my opinion, right? It is a strong co-main, but in my opinion, it is not a main event fight. Like I said, both of these fighters are good fighters, but I just don't think they have the fan base to support a headline card. That's just my opinion. Although I like the fight. It's a good fight. I just don't think it's main event worthy, if I'm being honest. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I don't know. Also, this looks like it is supposed to be some sort of tune-up for Anthony Joshua before he gets back in there with Tyson Fury. He said he needs a warm-up fight before they go to Tyson because, AJ was in that accident after he did the Lord's work and broke Jake Paul's jaw. He was in that accident where he ended up subsequently losing two of his friends. So, they're looking to see how his body is, how he's coming back, how he'll be able to, I guess, move around and get in there and compete. So they are looking at a particular matchup with Deontay Wilder as a warm-up for Tyson Fury. So I will keep y'all abreast on that if that definitely comes to fruition. Who y'all think gonna win in that fight? I was thinking about that when I was reading that article. I was like, who do I think shall win? Yes, we're gonna get messy in a minute, y'all. Y'all know I gotta get y'all the news first before we get messy. Hey, Enigma, how you been? I ain't seen you in a while, baby. I hope everything is all right with you. Child, I know life be life, and so I ain't even mad at y'all. Listen, tell me about it. I need a vacation. Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness. But anyway, yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Who y'all think will win that fight? Tyson, AJ, and Wilder. That's what is maybe looking like. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition. We'll see what happens with that. Now let's get into some of the upcoming fights that we have this weekend, and then we'll go from there. So this weekend's card. We have the Tyson Fury and Escobar card. We know that Conor, Ben, and Regis Progress are on that card. We're going to talk about that for a second. And then on the 17th, we know that we got Shadeja, we got Alicia Baumgardner, Whitaker. We know he doing his little thing with his Shiraz. And then we have Tony Yaka and Lawrence. Now, I want to talk about a couple of these fights in just a second, but I want to give y'all the cards for this upcoming weekend. Now, also this upcoming weekend. Oh, I didn't get his picture up here. Oh, mother is so sorry. Anyway, up this coming weekend, Keith Colon, Nork's own. He's 9-0, 9 KOs. He returns to the ring. As a matter of fact, I believe it is tonight against Luis Morales. Luis Morales is 8-4, and Keith Colon will be performing tonight. I believe it's at the Prudential Center. So if y'all are in the area, y'all want to go to see a good fight, a local homegrown boxer, please pull up to the Prudential Center and give the homie Keith Colon a look, okay? That's the little homie. I really, I like him. He give me something. He give me something to say Jersey, because the other one, that other one, the one with the broke hands. Yeah, we're not doing him. But like I said, tomorrow on Netflix, we have the Tyson Fury fights. There are 400, I believe, and 51 tickets remaining. I don't know who over there in England or wherever who want to go, but they have a few tickets available. It will be airing on Netflix, so we ain't got to worry about paying it. Now, when I was watching the press conference or whatever the hell that mess was that they had over there, I noticed something.
It's spiteful. I'm a fast starter. I'm just come out from the get-go and really impose myself and listen, if I see an opportunity to close the show early, I'm going to close the show. If I see an opportunity, I'm going to take it. That's no offense to Regis. That's no disrespect to Regis.
I was like, well, damn, Regis, did you want to be somewhere else? I mean, Regis Progress, he is a two-time, what is it? 2 times, right, y'all? Former world champion. He decided not to participate, honey, in the trash talk as a lead up to the fight. He said that they are not paying him enough, honey. So mother and her little nosy ass said, well, goddamn, they ain't paying you enough to open your mouth, Regis. So I went to go see how much they are paying him. They are paying him $1.5 million, while Conor Benn is making $15 million. You know what, Regis? I'd have sat my ass right there too, and I've said a goddamn word. Are y'all crazy? The disrespect is diabolical. How did they come up with that? I mean, Conor Benn has never even been a champion before. Conor Benn is not. I mean, Conor Benn is decent. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk crazy about him, but I'm just laying out the facts. You know what I'm saying? Now Conor Benn is also risking his WBC mandatory position in this fight, right? Because he has a mandatory position, if I'm not mistaken, against Ryan. Okay, so having this fight with Regis means, if he loses, that opportunity may go away. So he also is risking something. I believe this fight is taking place at 150, which is a catch weight. Now I know that Conor Benn was saying how he he made weight easily, but I want y'all to look at this. Ben looked like he on that shit. Conor Benn does not look healthy at this weight. He has not been down at this weight, and I don't know how long. That's why when they talking about making a fight with Shakur Stevenson at 147 pounds, you have got to be kidding me. Look at Conor Benn. I almost didn't even recognize him if it wasn't for the hair. I was like, looking like 15 cents a day will feed these children. It was ridiculous. I'm telling you. Listen, I don't know what is happening. I really just don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is about to do that boy bad. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Listen. I I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited for him. I love the little homie. Yeah, but that's the fight that's coming up tomorrow. Vito Melnicki Jr. versus Omar Lucis. Marasa is also fighting on Pro Box tomorrow. We do know that also on his card, I believe Brandon Adams is fighting too. He's fighting in Vegas. The winner becomes the mandatory challenger for Josh Kelly. And we know Josh Kelly ducked out on the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis, but we're not going to bring that up. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But look at Conor Benn. Conor Benn don't look healthy, y'all. He don't look healthy at this particular weight. I don't know what possessed him to take this fight, but whatever. I mean, 15 million is probably what the hell possessed him to take this damn fight. But I just, I don't know. He just don't look healthy. Regis has like a knee injury or something. It's just a mess. It's a mess over there. I don't know what they got going on. Yeah, I don't know. That's ridiculous to me. That nigga can't make no 147. He better stop lying. He looked crazy at 150. He looks absolutely nuts. Are you kidding me? You cannot tell me. Put a 1 in the chat if Conor Benn looks healthy. First of all, with these tighty whities on, just took me all the way out. But put a 1 in the chat if Conor Benn looks healthy. He don't look healthy. And when they're drained like this, they're easy to knock out. I don't know if this is a setup for Conor Benn or Regis Progress. I don't know. I'm at a crossroads. He don't look healthy to me. He does not. Oh, it did. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope he's all right. I hope he's all right. Damn. I hope he's okay. You know, when these boys, this is the danger of cutting weight, right? Um, and being in weight classes that you just simply don't belong in, or trying to force yourself. And I know a lot of people, I'm starting to wonder myself, what kind of advantage can you get from doing this to your body? Because you're doing more harm than good, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So all these boys playing these scale games, I'm gonna drop a dirty secrets on that because I got so much to say about that. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so I guess that fight is off. Never mind. Let me take this off my calendar, so I ain't looking for a fight that ain't about to damn happen. Jesus Christ. Okay, now let's get messy, right? That boy looked crazy. Thank you, Fonz. That's what I said. He looked crazy. Look, one more time, y'all. And I know y'all don't want to keep seeing his panties, but look, I was like, what the hell? I don't know what that scale say. 149, 147. I don't remember what he said. I was just too busy looking at his physique. Like, what in the hell is going on with him? Look, nah, yo, that ain't it, Connor. That ain't it, Connor. That's not it. That ain't it right there, boo. I'm sorry. That is not it. That is not it. All right, we done did the news. I done told you about some upcoming fights. Now, I don't know. Y'all don't follow a lot of women's boxing. I've been getting into it more lately since I've been in this space and just trying to expand, on things that I watch, and also covering them because they are a part of the sport. And whether y'all believe it or not, some of them get way busier than some of these ninjas running around in this ring playing tag, right? So I'm scrolling and I'm watching, just trying to figure out what's happening over there in that landscape, and the whole, Alicia Baumgardner angle with Caroline Dubois. We're gonna talk about that too, because some of y'all be talking wild crazy in my comment section. I'm gonna address y'all in just a second. But I saw something else that I thought was extremely interesting. I don't know how many of y'all know this, but Amanda Serrano has a title defense coming up in May. Right, May 30th, if I'm not mistaken. So she's been doing her press runs, and she's been doing, a lot of media tour. And she sat down with Fat Joe and Jada Kiss. And I thought something that she said was extremely interesting, especially since it directly contradicts something else another female boxer said. But let's take a listen to Amanda Serrano.
Paid female boxer ever for a fight?
I am. I'm the first.
She's the fucking highest paid. Yeah!
It's truly an honor. Listen, I was the first female to get $1 million. And I say the first because it was a Katie Taylor fight. So my team came back to me and said, we're going to give you $1 million. We were so excited, so happy, so proud of that accomplishment that my manager, Jordan, said we have to announce this because we have to show women that we can do it. We broke that barrier. We broke that ceiling. Let's do it. Katie Taylor was like, wait a minute. How much you getting? Because she wasn't getting that much.
No,
she wasn't getting that much. So her team had to go. Yeah, she was a champion. I was a contender. So then her team was like, okay, we'll give you the mill. So we both end up getting a mill that fight that night. That was April. Some people claim that they're the first, but in my calculations, in my calendar, April comes before October.
It don't even matter.
So proud of that moment. And look, that wasn't my only fight where I made $1 million. I'm a multi-millionaire, and I'm so proud to say that. Joe, I fought in the beginning of my career for peanuts. Like, there was championship fights. Like, I tied with Miguel Cotto becoming a 4th division world champion for what, $4,000?
What's the lowest bag? $4,000?
No, that's not the lowest. $1,500 for a world title. And you have to remember that these sanctioning fees, they take a percentage, the trainer fees, cut mat, all that. So by the time I'm looking at my account, I got like $250.
You remember?
but now, lucky I can eat at expensive restaurants. Before I couldn't. Exactly. Before I had to go to the dollar menu.
Child. Oh, so it appears as if Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor were actually the first women's boxers to see $1 million. Clap it up for the ladies. Yes. Although we heard contradictory statements from somebody else. But now we know the truth, right? Now we know that Amanda Serrano was indeed the first woman boxer to make $1 million, as rightfully so. That fight was amazing. I mean, I don't want to see it again. You know what I'm saying? But the first and the second fights were absolutely phenomenal. They put on, going from the co-main to the main. You know, that fight was better than the Tyson and the Jake Paul fight, in my damn opinion. You know, blood everywhere, child. They was in there really leaving it all in the ring. So definitely shout out to those women. And the women that will be doing it again this coming week. We have the let me see, the all women's card. The all women's card next week that has Alicia Baumgardner on it. She'll be fighting on that card as the headline. The co-main event is going to be Shadasia Green versus Lainey Daniels, and we know, you know, what's going on with that situation, right? But I do want to start tonight with what happened last Sunday, right? With the Harper and Dubois, right? Because Dubois, you know, Caroline Dubois, she did win that fight, right? She delivered a beautiful performance against Terry Harper, unanimous decision. She walked out of that ring as a unified lightweight champion, right? And you know, she grabbed the microphone. She did what she normally does lately, anyway. You know, where after her post-fight review, she's calling out Alicia Baumgardner, and I know a lot of y'all, you know, I guess based on my video, y'all got emotional. Those of y'all who are new here, I just want to be the first one to tell you, I don't care, right? Like, so for the people that's been here, right? For Jab's Army, they know Mother cares nothing about your comments and your bitter bougie asses. We don't care, right? So it is what it is. Now, I have no problem with that fight, right? But all I'm saying is, Caroline Dubois has a woman in her own division that she needs to concern herself with more than she's concerning herself with Alicia Baumgardner. Okay? This woman's name is Alicia Turhan, and she is not a damn joke. This woman has snipers for hands. Okay? And she's undefeated. She has been calling out Caroline Dubois. Although Caroline Dubois has said she will fight her, she's not as vocal about this as she is about challenging Alicia Baumgardner. Now, I've got a lot, you know, of time for like Katie, right? I think Katie's a really good fighter. She's a legend, but I'm not really, you know, she said anyway, she's not really focused on that fight. She knows that Katie Taylor's retiring soon, and she's trying to get a card. Her and Tyson Fury, all of them are trying to do a card in their home country, which is awesome, right? But she's not focused on that. She's focused solely on Alicia Baumgardner. Now, I don't know why. Alicia Baumgardner is at 130. Not to say that that's a fight that can't be made. I'm sure they can work some shit out. But you have smoke in your own division that you need to clear. And when I said she's not ready, I meant that. Okay. For a few reasons. Is she a good boxer? Yes. Does she come to fight? Yes. But I think that, you know, she needs to pace herself a little more. She does seem to fade in the later part of the rounds. You know what I'm saying? Alicia Baumgardner is the reigning IBF and WBO super featherweight champion, right? Now, she's already dismissed this little call out from this little child. You know, she said eventually she would fight her, but she's focused on the bigger fights for her career, which are the Katie Taylors and the Amanda Serranos, right? She's not thinking about Caroline Dubois. I don't think she's avoiding her. I think she's focused on what's big fights for her. Like, while I'm a big fight for you, you're not a big fight for me. We just got to, you know what I'm saying, put it in perspective. That may be a big fight for Caroline, but is that the biggest fight that Alicia can make right now? No, it's not. You just had your fight with Terry Harper, who Alicia Baumgardner put down in the 4th round. Now we get to critique and analyze how she does against one of your former opponents on the 17th. And let's go from there. Like, I don't understand why everybody's having a damn hissy fit because I said she's not ready. Who gives a damn? She's not. Prove me wrong. I mean, she's doing good, but okay. You know, you're a champion 135. Clear that out first. And then if you want to move down, or if Alicia wants to move up, then hey, well, let's make it happen. You know me, I don't care. Squabble up. But let's build the fight first. Just because you're calling out right now don't mean you get that fight right now. Like I said, Baumgardner fights on the 17th. She fights, what's this child name? What's this little child name? Bo. I don't want to mispronounce her name, and I definitely don't want to seem racist. So hold on, y'all. Ching, right? That fight is her next scheduled defense. She has mandatory obligations. She has her own card to handle before she can even consider this Dubois fight, right? And this is the timeline problem with this matchup that nobody wants to talk about. Dubois is calling her shots right now, right? Momentum is at its peak, yes. And Baumgardner has a fight to handle first, which means if and when it gets made, it's definitely not happening immediately. That's all I was trying to say. It can happen down the line, but that's not going to be the next big thing. Like, let's bubble it up. Let's build it up. I don't know. Anyway, a knockout versus a decision. It is what it is. I don't know. I know that from Alicia, from watching just, her interview that she did with The Last Stand and just some of her other interviews, I could see that she's kind of wanting that passing of the torch from either Amanda Serrano or Katie Taylor. That's why she's adamant about getting these fights. We'll see who's really going to be the next era of women's boxing. It's not about it's about what happens to boxing when Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano retire. Because right now they hold significant roles in women's boxing. We need to be looking for the next big thing, but we also need to make sure we're building up these fights and still keeping the eyes on the women's sports. Because if we give, okay, say they give us that fight now, then what? There's no other fight being built up. There's no real other, back and forth with any of these girls. There's no real animosity going on. We'll still get some fights, but it'll be like not a lot of people paying attention to it if we give them that fight right now. No, it has to be built up. We have to continue to see them, talk shit to each other. I don't give a damn. Get separated at events. Make it bubble so that when it does come time for y'all to fight, it can be another sold out event. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. So I don't know, just my thoughts on the situation and just how people y'all just be so upset with mother. Y'all come over here trying to bite me in my comment section. Honey, I will eat me a bowl of grapes and laugh at your goofy ass while I scroll right past your comment if I don't delete it. Because ain't nobody got time for all that. I don't understand really what the big situation is. If I think that she's not ready, that's my goddamn opinion. Like I said, Caroline Dubois or whatever. That was petty. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Caroline Dubois has elite nerve turhan problems, and that's just all there is to that. This girl is constantly calling her ass out, and it appears as if Caroline may not be ignoring her. I know when asked, she does acknowledge that this is a fight in her own division, but she ain't running around here screaming her name like she running around here screaming Alicia Baumgardner's name. It's just ridiculous. Simmer down, little girl. We'll get to you. Your time is coming. We'll get to you. But handle your own business. This is your problem right here in your division, and she ain't no damn joke either. I don't know if y'all follow this girl on social media. Let me see if I got a clip of this child. I don't know if y'all follow her, but honey, homegirl ain't come to play. She did not come to play around. So this is extremely interesting. I cannot wait to see how this goes if she makes this fight with Alif. And I can't wait till Alif gets more shine too. This girl is nice. I'm telling y'all, she is really, really good. So we gonna see. She be knocking these things right on out, honey. She be knocking these things right on out. But yeah, I just thought I'd speak on that real quick because some of y'all be doing too much for me in my damn comment section. I'm gonna turn them bitches off in a goddamn minute. But moving on, right? Actually, no, I'm not, because I don't care nothing about y'all or nothing about what y'all talking about. Listen. Y'all saw the video that I did about Richardson Hitchins signing over to Zuffa. What that could mean for his title. And then obviously earlier during the news section, I told y'all about, the IBF said, the hell with what you doing over there, playing over there. Sir, you have a mandatory that you need to defend. Right. So listen, Dana White and Zuffa Boxing, they've been circling the boxing scene for a minute, right? We've watched it. And some promoters, some sanctioning bodies have been, treating Zuffa like a curiosity, like okay, we watching you. You know what I'm saying? Some things that might go away if you ignore them. I don't know if they're gonna go away. I mean, listen, I don't really think they're gonna be doing too much. They'll have, like we discussed before, some of the boxes that, and I don't want to be disrespectful, some of the boxes that don't nobody else want. Right. So let me just, okay, I'm going to play this and then I'm going to come back and tell y'all.
The options they had. I mean, neither guy's been under contract to us for over a year now. We withdrew any interest in them a couple of months ago. I don't think they have many options. Like Edgar particularly, I think it's a great deal for Edgar because Edgar's, you know, an exciting fighter. I don't think he's necessarily going to win world championships, but financially, this is a good opportunity for him. I think it's going to be really interesting what happens with Richardson because...
You don't think he had a lot of options?
Who? He didn't. No, who made him offers? Top Rank weren't interested. Golden Boy had a chat with him. We withdrew our offer like a month or so ago because...
Why did you withdraw?
Because of... When he said what he said after the Cambosos fight, in my head, I'm not working with him again. But we had some chats. We fell out with Keith Connolly, and I said, I'm just not going to work with Keith Connolly fighters. So I said, I'm sorry, I can't work with you on Richardson. So Matchroom wasn't an option. Top Rank wasn't an option. Golden Boy wasn't really an option. Listen, I keep saying, like, I don't think Zuffa will be successful in some right, I'm sure. Let me tell you when I tell you, no one gives a fuck about a Zuffa belt. Go and ask Boots. Go and ask Zayas. Now listen, if the money's right, then someone that doesn't care about the belts or probably isn't going to win them should actually jump all over it. Edgar Berlanga's a great example.
All right, so Eddie funny as hell, ain't he, y'all? Eddie funny to me. I don't know. Eddie ain't been holding his damn breath lately. I tell you that goddamn much. But so what do y'all think, right? And I took a second and I thought about what Eddie Hearn said. So first, I'm gonna talk about Richardson Hitchins, and then I'll get to Berlanga, right? Because if I'm being honest, I really don't care that much about Edgar Berlanga as I do the situation with Richardson Hitchins. And shout out to D1 in the Cash App. I appreciate your support, D1, for sure. I definitely appreciate your support. And y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, and y'all make sure y'all are supporting the channel. This will help the channel grow. And this will help the engagement as well by smashing that like button. If you are watching in the bushes or in the chat, just make sure at the very least y'all are doing that. Right. So let's start with Richardson Hitchins. You think it was a lot of shade thrown, B-Dog? Yeah, they got a penis swinging contest over there, man. I think it's hilarious the way that him and Ed and Dana White be going at each other. You seen the damn, I should have loaded that. Y'all seen when Dana White told him he would fight him? When Dana White invited Eddie Hearn to fight, oh my god! And then you saw the video of like Eddie working out. It was hilarious. First of all, don't nobody got time to see no bum ball with two old white men fighting in the street like little fools. Ain't nobody got time for that, child. I definitely don't. But let's get on to Richardson Hitchins, right? So obviously we know that Zuffa Boxing has signed Richardson Hitchins and Edgar Berlanga, two completely different signings, although they are both with Keith Connolly, two completely different purposes, right? Inside basically the same takeover damn playbook as far as I'm concerned, right? Zuffa's basically saying, you know, we gonna take all your guys, but too bad you taking guys don't nobody want any goddamn way, right? So it's like, what are you talking about? But now let me do Richardson Hitchins first. As far as Richardson Hitchins is concerned, I'm not sure what this young man is doing. Obviously, this is a play for strictly money, right? Because he had a lot of fights that he could have made at 140, right? He could have done unifications. There was the offer to fight, what's the boy name? He could have fought Keyshawn Davis. There was the unification fights, like I said, with Antoine Russell, all of these guys, Subriel Matias, when, he had the opportunity to unify his division. He could have fought T.O. even before Shakur fought T.O., right? And then let's not forget that he pulled out of the Jermaine Ortiz fight or whatever happened with that fight, and it ended up being Keyshawn fighting Jermaine Ortiz, this Oscar Duarte fight that he pulled out of because he was sick or whatever happened with him on the day of that particular fight. In my opinion, Richardson Hitchins is playing games right now. I don't know if this has been his plan for the longest or what he has going on, but if he does not meet his mandatory obligations for the IBF, he will be stripped, right? That's just plain and simple. If he has not decided to give up the belt already, but he had to know that that is definitely going to be in play when you decide to go over there. I mean, Ja Opataya is a living, breathing example of that. They do not want to honor the sanctioning bodies, so therefore the sanctioning bodies will not allow you to go over there and play, meet your mandatory obligations on this side. Right? Like, so I don't really understand what Richardson Hitchins is doing. Now, I haven't been able to figure out how much he's getting paid over there. If somebody know, please let me know, because I listen. I want to know. But as far as Richardson Hitchins, and I'm just gonna be 100% honest, although I like Richardson Hitchins, I do think he is a good boxer. To me, without that belt, nah, you know what I'm saying? You really don't got much to bolster about or to be on. And another issue that I had with him going over to Zuffa is they do not have 140 pounds of vision. They are allowing him the opportunity, I guess, whoever he'll be fighting over there for this first fight, I'm assuming, to be at 140. But after that, he is going to need to move up to 147 or move down. I don't think he'll be moving down since he had a problem making 135 and 140. So he'll probably be moving up to 147. If in fact that Richardson Hitchins, why didn't you try to make a Devin Haney fight? You stood in the ring after you fought Cambosis and called him out. You know what I'm saying? If you were going to go up to 147, hell, Ryan will fight any goddamn body. We know that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Richardson Hitchins had a little more options than Edgar Berlanga in this particular situation. Although Eddie said that, he wasn't picked up by any major promotional outfit. So I get that. Maybe he felt like he had no other options. Maybe Keith Connolly made the best decision that he felt could be made for Richardson Hitchins at the time. But I'm going to tell y'all what's about to happen, right? Because everybody says that, Turkey saving boxing and Zuffa boxing and this and that and this and that. That is nothing but another side of the street, y'all. Watch these niggas go over there and start calling out everybody over here. Watch. Just watch what I tell you. Oh, really, D1? $750 per title fight? So he's going to be defending the Zuffa belt? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Because, that's the only belt that they honor, Zuffa belt. So that's interesting. Hold on, D1. I want you to come up here because I didn't read that. I didn't see that. I've been looking. Maybe I missed it. But now that I've said what I need to say about this boy Richardson Hitchins, let's get into Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga probably, in my opinion, had maybe least options than a Richardson Hitchins because he's not a champion. He's never been a champion, and he's coming off of a knockout loss. So I can understand why, he probably decided to go over there to do for boxing. And again, like Eddie said, neither one of them were hot commodities. Nobody really picked them up. And promotional companies talk. You heard what Eddie said. He's had a chat with this one, that one. Nobody picked them up. You know what I'm saying? So here.
The options they had. I mean, neither guy's been under contract to us for over a year now. We withdrew any interest in them a couple of months ago. I don't think they have many options. Like Edgar particularly, I think it's a great deal for Edgar because Edgar's, an exciting fighter. I don't think he's necessarily going to win world championships, but financially, this is a good opportunity for him. I think it's going to be really interesting what happens with Richardson because...
You don't think he had a lot of options?
Who? He didn't. No, who made him offers? Top Rank weren't interested. Golden Boy had a chat with him. We withdrew our offer like a month or so ago because...
Why did you withdraw?
Because of... When he said what he said after the Cambosis fight, in my head, I'm not working with him again. But we had some chats. We fell out with Keith Connolly, and I said, I'm just not going to work with Keith Connolly fighters. So I said, I'm sorry, I can't work with you on Richardson. So Matchroom wasn't an option. Top Rank wasn't an option. Golden Boy wasn't really an option. Listen, I keep saying, I don't think Zuffa will be successful in some right, I'm sure. Let me tell you when I tell you. No one gives a fuck about a Zuffa belt. Go and ask Boots.
That was petty, but I feel him on that. So I get what he's saying. I guess if they withdrew their interest in Edgar Berlanga as well as Africa a couple of months ago, then maybe they had no choice, right? Maybe the numbers that they were being floated for them, they were not interested in. And this will tell you, unfortunately, their marketability. I don't understand how they're going to be able to sustain. Well, we know what type of model this is. This has Turkey's fingerprints all over it, offering these guys substantial amounts of money, knowing that their market value when all other promoters, didn't even want to sit down with them or didn't really want to entertain a long-term deal with them. That just tells you right there what's really going on. So you know, we'll see how things pan out for them. But I do know the first fight for both of them will be at their weight classes that they are at now, just as a concession to letting them come over. But moving forward, they will have to move up. So I'm interested to see what matchups they're going to find for Edgar Berlanga. I'm interested to see what matchups they're going to find for Richardson Hitchins, because their stable is not deep over there. They are still building. And these two names, they are significant names to be going over to Zuffa Boxing. Let's be honest. Although they're not like, you know, super duper blockbuster names on this particular side, for Zuffa, these are big signings. You know, that they're nice names to have when you're out here trying to entice other boxers to come over to get you know, some fighters that maybe are just coming out of the Olympics or just, you know, getting their feet wet, you know, stuff like that. You know, this is definitely something, you know, good names that perhaps they would say, oh, you know, he's over there, you know, we have him, we have this one, we have that one, you know. So I don't know. They both obviously have to do what's best for them, especially if they're not hot commodities, especially if, you know, the other promoters are not knocking down their damn doors. Speaking of other signings to Zuffa, my young homie, I don't know if y'all know, but I had Brian on the channel a while ago. You know, he was an OTX fighter. He's now signed with Zuffa. I'm trying to get him back over here to, you know, I'm nosy. I want to know how that all came about, and just, you know, make sure he has somebody looking at his contract, and, you know, make sure the youngin is okay. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I did let him know that I'm happy for him, because, you know, with his platform, he was under OTX, and like I said, they have disassembled. Some of the girls, they landed on their feet. They're now on, you know, MVP like O'Shea Jones and Tierra Brown. You know, they landed on MVP because Jake Paul is in charge of the girls. So I was happy for them. And, you know, Brian has an opportunity to make a lot of money. You know, he's a skilled boxer, so we'll see what they do with him too. But I'm definitely going to be watching. I'm going to stay in touch with him just to make sure that, you know, everything is going okay over there. And, you know, I do want to talk to him and see, you know, what the offer is, and what that pay structure looks like for him. And, you know, just congratulate him on his opportunity. You know, this is good for young guys who were under a promotional umbrella that just didn't really quite make it. And, you know, through no fault of their own, obviously, if the promotional company that you're working with is, you know, struggling to stay afloat or whatever the case may be, and now you have no promotion, and you are the type of fighter who thinks you can benefit from a promotion and stuff like that, then that is absolutely the type of fighters that, you know, are going to benefit from going over to Zuffa. So we're just gonna watch and see what happens. But I'm definitely gonna be watching, because they got my little homie over there now. So Dana White better get it together, you know. So I'm definitely gonna have him back over here to talk about that and see what's going on. No, they're not. Hey, Cash, Manager Marty was looking for you earlier, Cash. Yeah. Hot Rod. Yeah, I'm hearing that, Cam. That whole Hot Rod situation. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Julian Rodriguez. I think Julian Rodriguez packs Edgar Berlanga up. Oh, you said for Africa? That's the one that fought that's the one from Jersey, right? He from Hasbrook Heights. That's the one you talking about, Julian Rodriguez. He beat up Keyshawn and the mans, right? Knocked him out the ring. I forgot that boy name. What he told me, it was AI. That's the one you talking about? I don't know which one you're talking about, the Julian Rodriguez. That's the one I'm thinking of. I hope that's the right one that he was talking about. But anyway, yeah, that's as far as I can go about Edgar Berlanga. Like I said, you know, he probably did it because he does need the backing. You know what I'm saying? I think Richardson Hitchins, man, he had a little bit more options than to do that. You know, so that is the one you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's the one I was thinking of. So I'm glad. Okay, so we're on the same page. I think that Richardson Hitchins just had a few more options, than to do that. But you know, when you scary, and yes, I'm saying he's scary, and I'll tell you why, because you had two fights the end of last year and then the beginning of 2 fights this year, I'm sorry, that you could have been in January 31st. And then a couple of weeks ago on the Ryan undercard, you could have been in 2 fights this year, but you decided not to move forward with either of those. Last year, you running around here talking about nobody don't want to fight you, but everybody that was calling you out, you was acting like you was ignoring them. You had that whole face-off situation with Keyshawn, you acting like the prettiest girl at the prom, or he acting like the prettiest girl at the prom. Y'all didn't make that fight happen. I don't know what's going on, He been out here acting like a prima donna for a while now. But the sad part is over there on Zuffa, baby, you going to fight who the hell they tell you to fight. Or they going to release that ass. Yeah, read the fine print. So I just hope they know what they signed up for. We don't know if Richardson Hitchins going to be getting a knockout bonus. If they put Edgar Berlanga in there with the man who pick up my trash, then maybe, he can win him a knockout bonus. But I just think these young men need to focus up. I'm starting to get the sense that Zuffa is going to be where they run when they don't want no real smoke. That's just the way it's starting to look to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, baby, when mother tells y'all, I couldn't be happier about this goddamn fight. Oh my goodness. You talking about something that makes my heart sing, baby, and gives me hope again in boxing. This is the goddamn fight I am talking about. Xander Zayas versus Jaron Boots, Ennis, June 27th. Lord, help us. Yes, Lord Jesus. Yes. This is such a rejuvenating fight. Xander Zayas out here popping his shit. Boots out here popping his shit. And baby, I was giddy as a goddamn pig early today. I was so happy. I was cracking myself up just watching it. I seen Xander. He went over there to Cigar Talk. He over there popping his shit.
How do you see this fight going? I'm sure you've played it out in your mind already.
I just feel like he's gonna be ready for battle. He's gonna be ready for battle, but I'm gonna be ready for war. It's two different things in there, It's a different mentality when you go in there. He's never been in a position where he had to adjust. He's always had it his way.
One of the fights that people say Boots didn't look like his usual self was the Karen fight, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe both 1 and 2 people, kind of talk about that. Do you feel like, are there things that you look at in that fight that you feel like you picked up?
I mean, not just in that fight. There's a lot of things in other fights that you can pick up from. He's a fighter that looks good when he's comfortable. When he doesn't feel comfortable, when he doesn't feel like he got his rhythm, he got his range, his game plan is going according to what the corner is telling, he gets frustrated really easy. And that's what happened with the Karen fight. I don't think Karen was a better fighter than he is, but Karen was just doing the best game plan that he could.
Right.
And was getting him out of the strategy and was getting into his head. So I feel like he's a very emotional fighter. Once you get in his corner's head and the corner doesn't have any answers, then he won't get any answers and he won't find any answers. He relies on 10 people telling him what to do. And when those 10 people can't give him an answer, then it's an issue. So yeah, there's a lot of fights that you could pick up a lot of things from.
Child. Things is getting spicy. They is heating up, baby. Well. I don't know if I agree with that particular stance on the situation, but let's go ahead and analyze some of the Creole baby, see you later. Let's go ahead and analyze some of this here. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button if y'all just coming in the building. Y'all make sure y'all are supporting the channel. Right now we are about to get into Xander Zayas and Jaron Boots Ennis and how excited mother is for this goddamn fight. Okay, I couldn't be more excited about this fight, but we're gonna go through the facts and then I'm gonna give y'all my opinion because I can't wait to give y'all that. So let's see. Xander Zayas, a little young and look a little cute baby. He about to get his ass up, y'all. But anyway, he is 23 wins, 0 losses, 13 knockouts. He is 24, Puerto Rico. He trains under, who is that? Sugar Hill Stewart, right? I think Sugar Stewart, yeah. He's the man who trained Tyson Fury, to the heavyweight champion of the world. He holds the WBO and the WBO, the WBA and the WBO, right? Yeah. He's a unified welterweight titleist, okay, at 154. Now, he is the youngest young He is, right? The youngest unified champion, right? I thought I read that. The youngest unified champion, right? He's never been knocked down. He's never been stopped, right? He's never been in the moment where people questioned whether he was going to survive a round outside his last fight. We're not going to talk about that. That's AI, y'all. That's AI. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to get into that, but we're not talking about that right now. Right now, we're just giving them their flowers because I'm so happy that he decided to take this fight. And I saw Ryan say something about that too, and I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on that nigga in a minute because I ain't forget. I saw some shit he said. That he's. I'm not gonna do that because right now we're talking about something that makes mother happy, so I'm not even gonna do that. Then we're gonna talk about Boots, right? And then I'm gonna play some of their press conference. I was so happy with Boots. He was up there popping his shit, y'all. Did y'all see him? I said, look at this coming up out that shell. That's what I'm talking about, Boots. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let them know. I hate people that act all extra humble. You don't gotta do that. If you can whoop them, tell them you can whoop them. Shit, he ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna do nothing about it. All right, Boots is 35-0, 31 knockouts. He has an 89 knockout ratio. He is 27. He's from Philly. He trains with his daddy. We all know he trained with Bozy. You know, he knows all his strengths and weaknesses. I mean, this is his father. He knows that. He is the former WBA, right? Yeah, the WBA champion at 147. Now he's at 154. Let me see something. What else can I say about him? He been ducked. Okay, they avoiding him. But come June 27th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, 2 O's is on the line, 2 belts on the line, and the story of how we got here, baby. Oh my goodness. Now, obviously, before Lima, you know, we had trouble trying to get the boy a damn fight, right? Virgil ducked, you know, who else? Lubin ducked, you know, who else? Bakram, if I ain't mistaken, his ass ducked too. The Brian Norman Jr. situation, we all know how that went. We're not gonna get into all of that. Let's see who else. Rashidi Ellis ducked. You know, Josh Kelly, once he won his little punk ass belt, he ducked. You know, so I appreciate Xander and everything that he bringing to the table, man. I really do. In my opinion, and I'm just gonna be honest, this fight to me is bigger than a fight with Virgil Ortiz. It's bigger than a fight with Virgil Ortiz. If I'm being honest, because there's 2 belts on the line. You know, Xander has made reference a few times about this particular fight. Let me play one of the clips, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I actually agreed with him. You know, for a few of these. Let me see. Is this the one, or is this the one? No, I think.
I have 2 belts. I'm the only one that has 2 belts in the division. You want these? I don't need to fight you. I could have fought anybody else.
No, you're absolutely right. You ain't had to fight me. You could have fought somebody else. But I'm just saying, if you believe in yourself that much,
I believe in myself.
If the roles was reversed, I would have did the same. If you was a challenger and I had the belts, I would have took the 55-45. To the winner.
You know for a fact you wouldn't. You would have taken care of your family the same way I want to take care of my family.
No.
And that's part of boxing. At the end of the day, I got to take care of my family. I'm confident that I'm going to beat you June 27th, but I'm the champion.
I understand what you're saying, but you're not listening. If you believe in yourself, you would have took the 55-45 straight like that. Yeah. No matter I understand you trying to feed your family, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. I'm doing the same thing, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? There's levels, and I'm really gonna show you why I'm like that. And if you really, like I said, if you really believe yourself, you would have took the 55-45 straight like that.
There's levels, and you're gonna be uncomfortable when it comes to June 27th.
Child, you heard? He said you're gonna be uncomfortable June 27th, boy. Oh my goodness, I am just so happy right now. I don't know what to do. Okay, so listen, Boots spent time trying to get major fights made and the biggest available matchups. We know this, right? Ortiz had no titles attached. An explosive, dangerous fight between 2 undefeated fighters, yes, but no belts, no championship history being made. And we know that Boots is about the belts. He said this from the moment he's been boxing. Like he's about his championships, right? A lot of y'all clowned him, said that he was a paper champion at 147. He didn't ask to be a paper champion. I tell y'all all the time, if y'all gonna say that he was an email champion, cite the reason why he was an email champion. Because he was Crawford's mandatory, and Crawford did not want to fight him. We have to add all of this in, y'all, when we talking shit. But I get it. Sometimes it doesn't suit y'all narrative. That's okay. Mother's here to help y'all. Okay, I'm here. I got y'all back. Listen, Ortiz would have been, a good fight. I was looking forward to that fight, but the hell with you. You want to play around, you and your goddamn promoter, running around out here acting like y'all the prettiest girls at the goddamn prom when you not. Okay, I'll dump you and give me another bitch. Okay, we don't need you. We don't need you. Shout out to Xander Zayas, yo. The energy that he's been bringing throughout this whole situation is just fire.
See about his style. Man, there's a lot of things that I can take advantage of. I got the speed, I got the power, I got the technique, I got the length, I got the strength, I got the IQ. There's a lot of things I can take into consideration when it comes to breaking down his style. But he also mentions that you get hit a lot. The same way he does. To avoid that. The same way he does. Try to move my head the same way he tried to move his head.
Keep your head on swivel. Keep your head on swivel. You took this fight and showed your confidence. Yeah. Why do you think he put a 55-45 to try to double your confidence?
Because that was the first thing or negotiation they had with Virgil. 55-45 to the winner. But again, me bringing in 2 belts and giving him the opportunity for 2 belts when I didn't need to, I feel like a 50-50 was being generous to him because I could have asked for more.
I don't disagree. He is the unified champion. He has 2 belts. He does not have to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. That's why I said, Xander is definitely moving like the boys that we claim are moving in boxing are really doing. Now, I'm gonna give y'all my opinion on that whole situation in just a second, but I feel like I have to say this because y'all know I am his self-proclaimed YouTube lawyer and representative. I'm talking about Boots, and I want to say this too, honestly, because it's important, right, for understanding like who Boots is. The man is about legacy, right? Not just about the paydays, right? He wants to be undisputed. He wants the belts. He wants the moment that locks his name into the history of the sport permanently, and I can't be mad at that. I respect that. I applaud that. That is why, on this channel, we talk a lot about him because I respect how he's moving. Virgil Ortiz would have been a statement win, yes, but Xander Zayas is a legacy fight. 2 O's, 2 belts, a combined record of, 58-0. One man is losing their O in Brooklyn, baby, come June 27th. And mother cannot wait. One man is walking out the unified super welterweight champion of the world. And that is what makes this fight, in my opinion, bigger than a fight with Virgil could have been, right? And this to me wipes away all of that shit of people we had trouble getting in the goddamn ring and not wanting to fight him or wanting more money than what the hell they were supposed to get to fight him. Niggas making $4,500, and now all of a sudden when it come to fighting Jaron Boots Ennis, now they want $2 million and all this other kind of shit. Just people running around here really feeling they fucking selves. You know what I'm saying? But when you play pussy, you get fucked. So now, Virgil, you go ahead and make you another little fight whenever you get out of them golden handcuffs that you under, because now Oscar Petty, he gonna sit your ass down for a minute. Especially he probably gonna sit you down until you get rid of Rick Meridian, if we being honest. But who knows? Now, listen. Xander Zayas has done something over the last 2 fights that, we need to sit with before we start talking about predictions. We're going to do the corner first, right? Because he mentioned something about the corner. Because, what did he say? He said something about the corner, something about his corner. He needs 10 people in the corner. Let's play that.
How do you see this fight going? I'm sure you've played it out in your mind already.
I just feel like he's going to be ready for battle. He's going to be ready for battle, but I'm going to be ready for war. It's 2 different things in there, It's a different mentality when you go in there. He's never been in a position where he had to adjust. He's always had it his way.
One of the fights that people say Boots didn't look like his usual self was the Karen fight, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe both 1 and 2 people, kind of talk about that. Do you feel like are there things that you look at in that fight that you feel like you picked up?
I mean, not just in that fight. There's a lot of things in other fights that you can pick up from. He's a fighter that looks good when he's comfortable. When he doesn't feel comfortable, when he doesn't feel like he got his rhythm, he got his range, his game plan is going according to what the corner is telling, he gets frustrated really easy. And that's what happened with the Karen fight. I don't think Karen was a better fighter than he is, but Cameron was just doing the best game plan that he could.
Right.
And was getting him out of the strategy and was getting into his head. So I feel like he's a very emotional fighter. Once you get in his corner's head and the corner doesn't have any answers, then he won't get any answers and he won't find any answers. He relies on 10 people telling him what to do. And when those 10 people can't give him an answer, then it's an issue. So yeah, there's a lot of fights that you could pick up a lot of things from.
What's going on? What happened with the damn thing? Did that go out? Well, anyway, I think we get the gist of what was being said and what it is that he said. Now, I'm not sure where he's getting that from. Again, maybe he's watching some things that Mother didn't see, because I don't get that when I watch Jaron Boots in his fight. He seems to be very I don't know, he don't really seem to look for a lot of corner advice, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. We're gonna see. There is so much going on within this fight, but I want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think that we're gonna do corner for corner first? Who do y'all think has the best corner? We could do predictions. I mean, it don't matter to me. I'm so goddamn happy. We'll do them every week for all I care. But oh wait, because I'm trying to load something else. I'm sorry, y'all. Do y'all hear an echo? That's my bad. 50-50 was more than fair, to be honest. I think so. I definitely think so. Yeah, he didn't have to do that. They went at him. Aircraft carrier, is that still going on? Because I thought we passed that, baby. He's still doing that? This has got to stop. Anyway, I love the energy. Look at this energy, honey. Mother, when I tell y'all, so fucking excited. I cannot wait. I just cannot wait to this fight. The energy was amazing from both of them. Xander, there were certain situations or certain parts of the press conference where I felt like maybe he was a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he was in there popping his shit, as he should. He is a unified champion after all. Poor thing about to get his ass up. But nevertheless, a shout out to him, man. He gets nothing but respect from me for testing himself, for wanting to do what he's standing on business. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that from Xander, for real. I really do. Out of all of them boys at 154, you know what I'm saying? Xander Zayas, he said, fuck it, I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of energy that I really appreciate and respect. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of energy that a lot of these fighters need to start carrying. And he's young. You know what I'm saying? He can rebuild after this. It's not going to be the end of the world. You know what I'm saying, for him. His last couple of performances, we'll just do the Abbas. You know what I'm saying? That was his unification fight, the WBA title on the line. He was at home in Puerto Rico. There's certain pressures that come from fighting on your island, fighting for your people. The community that's followed you since the beginning. That's a different type of pressure in a neutral venue. You know what I'm saying? So, and even one judge had Baru, I think, up, if I'm not mistaken, but Xander, he got the job done. Split decision. He's unified, both belts. He's 24. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see, man. I don't know, but I definitely want to make sure I give him his flowers for sure. 24 years old. He's unified. He said yes to the fight. So how can we be mad at that? You know what I'm saying? But we're going to definitely get into these coaches, because he made some very interesting comments. Right, but for the last little portion, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up for a little bit, y'all, because I don't need y'all to drive me crazy. But I'm gonna open it up. But what do y'all think about what he made the reference about the corner, man? I don't think I'll be seeing 10 niggas in the corner with boots. Do y'all be seeing 10 people in the corner? I never really paid that much mind. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being honest, how many people Boots have in the corner. But I mean, shit, him and his father have been rocking together for the longest time. I think the only voice, and they're pretty in sync from what it appears to me. So there really is no need for anybody else in the corner. But if and when Xander gets in trouble, how will he act? How will his corner have? The coaching battle inside the fight. That's a part that really doesn't really get talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? They have really good pedigree over there at the Sugar Hill gym. You know what I'm saying? They have the championship game planning experience. He's been in big moments. He's made the right adjustments. You know what I'm saying? his game plan, from what I can understand, built to no body work with him. So we're gonna see. He made a lot of points about Boots getting hit a lot, but Boots, he has a chin, so we're gonna see what's popping when Xander get that chin tapped by Boots. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what the young man is made of. But again, I don't want to, because like I said, he one of the only niggas that didn't duck. So we're definitely gonna give him his props, because I count about 6 niggas that duck Boots already. So we're definitely gonna give Xander his credit, at least on my channel. What's up, D1?
What's up with you, Jab? How you doing today? Salute to you.
All right, baby. How
Yeah,
you doing?
Xander has 100% done what everybody else in boxing will not do, and it's got to count for something. And he's confident too. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, he's not only taking this fight, he's talking his shit too. So you're going to get an amped up Boots and an amped up Xander, and Xander is a great fighter. I don't want people to throw Xander away or Boots away after this fight.
No. And
It's
let
a
me
high
tell you
level
something.
fight.
And I want to publicly apologize, even though he probably ain't never heard me talking shit about him. I have definitely been talking shit about him. But I want to publicly apologize to Eddie Hearn, because now he is definitely doing for Boots. And I should have never compared what he's doing for Boots to what he's doing for Shakur, because that's not a fair comparison, because one is just simply better than the other. I do want to let y'all know that 8,000 tickets have already been sold for
Let's
this Boots
go.
and Xander fight.
Yeah,
So that
word.
is, we are moving in the best direction possible for this fight. That is amazing. Anybody see Sexy Kendra, you let her know I'm looking for her, because I want to know if she wants to go with me to
I'll
this
be there.
fight.
I'll be
You
there.
will? Okay.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Okay,
You
cool.
already know I'm going. I
I'm gonna
can't
send
miss
you my
this for
number
the
on
world.
Facebook, so we can meet up
No
there. I hate
doubt.
going
No
places by
doubt.
myself. I just don't like going places
No
by
doubt.
myself. But anyway, yeah, for
I,
sure.
I
There's
pop up.
8,000 sold. So
I went to Philly twice, solo dolo. I met up with some
I
people there, and it was a
yeah,
great time.
okay.
JBT.
Mhm.
It was great, but I popped out because nobody I know even. You know what I mean? We would have
Aircraft
to
carrier,
link
stop
up.
it. Yes, the fuck you did. Yes, you did. Stop it.
Bud
What's
did that.
up? No, what you were saying? Oh, you were telling me about the purses. I didn't read that. Talk to me about that. I didn't hear that. The
Oh, the
purses for
purse. Oh, because that's what UFC fighters get paid, 750,000, unless you're a ticket seller. Then there's negotiations. But the standard Zuffa contract to defend to be in a championship bout, you will get paid 750,000 with the opportunity to make up to 100,000 more in bonuses if you fight well. And that's what it's all geared up around. And 750 to a non-ticket seller is a lot of money.
It
It's
is,
a
but so
lot.
okay, so listen, I've been following the whole Zuffa contract thing, right? And I get it, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is, they're not always going to be in title fights. So what is their base pay
No.
when they're not? Is it
Well,
$250 or what is?
I
Hey,
know.
D Free baby, how you doing?
I don't know. It depends on your ranking. I think it's like 450 for regulars and like top tens. There's a whole scale for it. They give whatever the
Yeah, I
UFC
gotta
guys
find
get
that
paid.
because I did have that.
No,
I have to
doesn't
find that because I
isn't
did see it.
doesn't the
Yeah.
average fighter make about 35,000 a year?
No, I don't know where you've seen that at.
No, it's like a 9 to 5.
Oh
If you're
yeah,
not
9 to 5. Yeah, sure. You
if you're
probably
not
make
a big
no on an average 9 to 5. You're probably making like 40,000 somewhere like that, 30 to
that's what I'm saying.
40,000. An average man. Yeah, so I
Not
imagine
everybody
making.
making them. Not everybody making 6-figure, 7-figure paydays.
No, yeah, that's a big deal, bro. And especially if you can't sell no tickets, it's not a bad fucking way. It's just when you get to the top, when you're the top dog and you're beating all these other top dudes' asses, that's when the 10 and $20 million contracts start coming your way, but they'll never come your way underneath that banner because they're paying everybody the same. And
Exactly.
that's where it sucks. So they'll get a stronghold on the game by getting all the mid-tier guys to come running over there and sign those contracts and fight it out because they ain't gonna get the opportunities in other sides of the street in boxing, so to speak. Because I heard you saying this earlier, Jab. You said all it created was another side of the street, and you're 100% right.
Yes.
It's going to be the biggest side of the street with the most money and the most shows. So we got to get to work, regular boxing, and this is what I thought it would do. It would create fucking competition. The rest
Well,
of boxing gotta snuff them out.
competition is always a good thing, though, D1. That's not
It
necessarily
is.
a bad
Oh,
thing because, as you
it
can
is.
see, when there was no competition, these promoters were running around here with their nose up in the air, not wanting to work with each
That's
other. Now look what we have. We have the Zone
exactly.
and we have the TNT, and they're all together, camaraderie type of thing. Like I said, enemy of my enemy is my friend. But
Exactly.
to your
That's what I
point,
was hoping for. I was hoping that would happen. And
but
that's
to you guys' point too, creating another side of the street, that is also another strategic way for some of these niggas to duck their obligations or to duck real smoke, especially since it's thin over there. I mean, they're still developing and they're still growing, but it's thin over there. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
You know what? Hey, Queen.
Hitchins about to get served to Hammer Hands, Julian Rodriguez. I think that's a good fight they can make, and that's a tough fight. That's a tougher fight. Well, maybe not as Duarte, but they're trying to get the Duarte fight for Hitchins.
Hold on,
Zuffa.
D1. Hey yo, backstage, I don't know you. You're gonna have to turn your camera on.
Yep, and
If you want
hold
to get
up,
on my panel, I never seen you before, but you're gonna have to turn your camera on.
and you got to hold up 2
All right.
fingers, 5 fingers, then 3 fingers. You gotta trick them out. You know what I'm saying? You got.
I seen you try. I seen you try to throw your middle finger up. Don't play with me. Try and put your middle finger up. We don't know you like that. How you doing? Welcome to the panel. Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's your name?
What's going?
You call me Asarum Ka, or for this you can call me Coach Bumpy Johnson.
Okay.
What the
Coach
hell?
Bump. Hey,
Okay,
Jab.
Coach Bumpy. Yeah, baby.
Jab, D1, check it out, right? We got to think, too.
Cam up
Zuffa not doing no matchmaking, man.
No,
Zuffa ain't- they not doing
no.
matchmaking, man.
Well, they'll do it for exciting, like making. They're not going to put 2 guys in there that are going to go out there and fucking box each other's ears off and posture to death. They're going to match make for excitement only. They are not seeing
Exactly,
to who
so
wins.
These boys, they getting thrown to the wolves. They go over there with Dana White, man.
Oh yeah.
You already know.
Oh yeah. That's
You're
one thing
gonna
that
have
Dana
to
White does.
fight.
He gonna make their asses fight. They definitely gonna make their asses fight.
Ain't no soft
But-
You know who that's good for? It's good for us, not good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean-
let's hear from Bumpy Johnson. What's up, Coach Bumpy?
Man.
I like it.
Yeah. It's going to be a catch-22. Me with I've had fighters who fought on Zuffa Promotions.
Oh really?
Yeah, not boxers, but through the MMA realm. So I know how they operate. There's a bunch of Italians that he works with. Generally, they'll come set up the contracts with you. So if you go back to the UFC, where one of my fighters, Anthony Rumble Johnson, is fighting Tommy Spear, and he's kind of taking on a task because me and Matt Hughes were going to fight once upon a time, but Matt is coaching and I'm coaching. So to show up, he got $20K. To win, he got $20K. He got knocked out of the night, so he got another $20K. And then because my boy Charles from Tap Out, rest his soul, boy, was in the audience, I immediately was able to negotiate something to get him on the Tap Out show, to get him 10,000 a show, which he wanted to be on there regularly. And after that knockout, they wanted him on there regularly. And then last, we got him hooked up with Jocko, who paid him $100K a fight. So he went from sleeping on my couch to becoming, economically viable in life, and later became a millionaire before his passing. The problem, though, is going to be this: Zuffa is going to they're going to be like the ultimate showbox. Okay. So you're going to get the ultimate showbox fighters over there. They're going to pick fighters that create the spectacle, which is why you see Conor Ben getting so much money, because it doesn't matter that he's a great fighter. It matters that he about to swing on you, regardless of what you think about him. And Regis Prograde the same. He going to swing back if he don't start the beef. So when you start to see fights like that, we're going to get pulled in. What's going to happen, though, as that continues to occur and more fighters go to that side of the street, because a lot of fighters might make, if you guys don't know how boxing and some of this stuff works on a local level as a former, well, still a promoter, when you fight, sometimes these fighters get $400 a round.
Yeah.
And if you knock them out early, your knockout bonus doesn't trump how many rounds you let them last. So you might get a fight all night. So if you fighting on that level, like I've seen some of your favorite fighters fight on, it's not it's lucrative to go to Zuffa. So now you're getting top prospects. But what it's going to do is it's going to melt down the big paycheck fights for the superstars. Because who's going to pay the money if Zuffa is doing this over here?
Yeah.
Super chat's diabolical.
That's going to be the problem.
Yeah, that is going to be an issue. So, okay, so you said you work with them on the UFC side. Now, we've heard about that antitrust lawsuit. How does that, because from what I look at, right, and you can tell us obviously because you're more on the inside, but from the outside looking in, it appears as if they're like throwing around these big bags just to entice these guys to come over there. I can't really see this continuing for a long period of time. It just doesn't really seem to give an ROI.
Well, they think boxing works with money. And when you bring over, see, I know Dana White sees what he probably seen in my one of our former training partners, Wanderlei Silva. You see Conor Ben like that, because he's like he'll swing on you. So he's gonna just try to create some of the most crazy spectacle type of fights that you've ever seen in your life. When it comes to that
like
lawsuit,
the UFC model.
yeah, well, with the lawsuit, you get is, okay, you're throwing this money around to these fighters. You just gave him 15 million. I'm your champion over here, and I get paid 300,000, and I get some ticket sales, and my promoter gets usually 30, or my manager gets 30% of my purse. I made no money, right? So there's only a few people. You have Ronda Rousey, the other Conor McGregor, and you have what's my wrestler? He beat my boy Shane Carwin, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has been paid the most in the UFC. So when you piss off the locker room, so to speak, you get what Anderson Silva did. He's saying, hey, you've been paying me like this whole time, but I've been a champion and I've been underpaid. We need to go to court. So now you got to settle with him for such and such million. And you was paying him that way because what you were paying him is good in Brazil where he lives, but it's not comparable to what a champion should earn. Right. And so now you have those, you know what I'm saying? You got fighters coming out. You just had what's my young boy? He got that old colorful hair and he's tall. He used to be the welterweight champion. He coming out. He mad.
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah. O'Malley. No, not O'Malley. The other one that's O'Malley got beat up by my little training partner.
The turkey.
Justin
Turkish
just
dude.
smashed him up. No, the other one with the you know, he braids his hair and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that's Sean, bro. That's the only one I know that. Yeah, that's Sean O'Malley,
oh, you're
bro.
right.
He has
I'm thinking of Patty the Baddie. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje just knocked him out.
Yeah, that's my little training partner, Justin. Yeah, my young boy.
Justin got hammers, bro. I'm sure you know. Shit, that kid can
Justin
punch,
is not
bro.
bad. Yeah, he's not bad. He's a better wrestler, but he take a shot.
Take one to give one.
Yeah, he with the nonsense.
With this for sure.
Sean is mad. So Sean may sue the UFC because you just brought Conor Ben over here, who has no title, no relevance,
listen,
and you're going to pay him more than all of our purses
combined. Hold on, do you want to let him finish?
I know. I'm just trying to say, everybody thinks that the 15 million, they put the Zuffa tag on the 15 million for Conor Ben, when in reality, it's not even 15.
Turkey.
It's cap. Yeah, it come from Turkey through Netflix. It's for that one fight. So Conor Ben can help Tyson Fury fill up the O2 arena and make it a spectacle. That's why, and they just attach Zuffa's name to it. So people think Zuffa's paying these fighters crazy amounts of money, when in reality, it's just a fucking billboard. They never gave him 15. It's not even through Zuffa. They just put Zuffa's name on there because Turkey's trying to build this shit.
Yeah, but D1, here's the problem with that, right? The same thing as Bumpy Johnson was just saying. When you put shit out there like that, you're going to get a whole bunch of
Yeah.
UFC fighters in their fucking uproar because it
Real
looks as
shit.
if, because you're allowing them to splatter this all over the place. We don't know that. We don't know that money didn't come from you. All we
Yep.
see is the headlines like everybody else, where it says
And they were
Zuffa's
freaking
paying.
out.
You know, I know they were. I saw it. And then you have to be compared to what they're paying Regis. It's like, look at how lopsided that is.
Yeah, it's stupid to put Zuffa. That's why I wouldn't have did it. I would have just who the fuck cares how much he's making? Just say he signed to Zuffa. They tried to make it more than what it was, so it made more headlines, make people start typing in chats and talking shit. You know what I mean? And I think it kind of backfired. You got all the UFC fighters pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was smart. You were 100% right, Jab. It pissed them off. He's stupid to
But
do.
I was just asking just from his perspective, because you know you work over there, you see that structure. We see that it's similar. It looks like it's being built in like a UFC like kind of montage. You know what I'm saying? Like just that type of energy that it brings over there. They have to dress in their Zuffa uniforms. They're not allowed to wear their own apparel. They're not allowed to come out to music that brings their personality to the ring. Stuff like that. It just seems to be a very tight-knit structure over there. Is there any particular reason for that, or
Dana want money? So do the Fertitta brothers. If you want to have those things, like remember when Bob Marowitz was running the UFC per se, and you see at the first one with like my man Pat Smith and them. Eventually, like when Tito Ortiz came out one time, it had a bunch of fireworks on a wall and it dropped, and that was like the first time we really got to see something like that in boxing, not wrestling. That costs money, and you know he's like, if you want me to be your champ, you know you start making demands when you're the champ, and you've seen so many of them do it from boxing to every sport. With the UFC, they when they started cracking down, somebody had a logo. I can't remember what the logo was, but there was an argument about it. And Dana was like, well, we're getting a Reebok sponsorship, which is going to cover some of you guys since you're always complaining about you don't get paid. Because to be honest with you, the original UFC contracts, $2,000 the show, $2,000 if you win. That's how much we was. And when we first started fighting in mixed martial arts, we didn't really care about the money. We would tape ourselves in dojos because the boxing commission wouldn't sanction us. And that's how we kept records. So this is how you have most of our, like I got like 32 bouts, but only 2 of them are sanctioned. I don't have any sanctioned bouts. But one.
I used to fight some underground shit like that too. When MMA first started coming around, I used to do the same shit. Train these dudes how to
like a bare knuckle? Is that like a bare knuckle?
It's just we didn't have a glove yet, right? So the very first glove, a doctor in Colorado where I live at, put it together. So I had a pair of the first gloves, and it was on Night of Thunder 2. And we're fighting. And that was the first time we really had gloves. We didn't really have gloves or anything. We fight with no gloves on. So, you know, that's how we would train, because that's how we came up with it. So you like, if you go look me up on Sherdog, they have one loss. I lost to Mark Robinson. I broke his nose and broke something else on him, and he got me by armbar. That's the only fight you know about me. Now, if you come to Colorado and be like, yo, can Bumpy fight? They'll be like, yo, you know, they're going to tell you a story about something they seen me do to somebody in the gym or something, or to one of their favorite fighters who came down to spar. So when it comes to sanctioning and when it comes to your branding and stuff like that, Dana took all that away because nobody was really making money, and they wasn't going to pay nobody no money. So they took the branding and said, Reebok, you just do this, and by wearing this Reebok stuff is part of your paycheck. So it helps them pay the fighters money in the first place when you do it with Reebok, because they're sponsoring everything and they put Reebok on everything. But if you want your music to play, you pay the $4,000 fee. If you want such and such, and as soon as, I don't know if y'all remember this,
Cameron heard one of his tracks playing that a fighter came out to, and he started talking about, they might owe me some money for that, so we'll have to talk about that. Hey, Dana, hit me up. We might have to talk about that. And a cat like Cameron will sue you because business is business. You know what I'm saying? He'll lawsuit you. So
that's corny.
Now, it is, but it's his business. You know what I'm saying? He makes money off his music and his brand. So you would do it for any other music group. So, pay me too is what he's saying. But I mean, Chuck Liddell came out to DMX for his entire career and never had to pay X. Right? So these are the things, the small idiosyncrasies that will start to piss you off. I can't put on the trunks that I want to. You won't make the trunks that I want to look like when I come out there too. I can't have any sponsors on my back, so I can make no extra money. But you're capping off what I can make as a professional fighter. Even though it's the most I've ever made in my career, who's to say I can't go on to be a millionaire after several fights?
And see, that was my thing, Bumpy. That's my whole issue, right? When we're reading some of the Zuffa contracts and the restrictions about these young men not being able to brand themselves, they have to strictly wear Zuffa brands. That's just where I kind of like take a little pause and start looking at the whole situation sideways. Although it is a good opportunity for a lot of guys, like I said, my young and Breon and some other guys who, aren't real big cash cows on this side, like the Berlangas and the Hitchins. Maybe that may be a good, Jalil Hackett. Maybe those are some good opportunities for them. However, it's still the fact that they're making money off of you. Like, you can't even brand yourself to make yourself a big star because, like you said, Dana doesn't want big stars. If everybody is equal and the only person, no one can eat but Dana. And that's the issue that I have with this whole situation. That's where I was going with this. Like, I've done several videos on Dana and that whole situation over there. It's just a little alarming. Some of the pay structures are a little alarming. The fact that what else did I read? That they even if they have like tattoos and stuff, Dana can even almost get paid off of those. Like certain things that it's like he can get paid off of that are like ridiculous to me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem. But that's why I said about the whole UFC structure, because it's like Dana White looks like he is out to get every penny he can, and he will pay you as if you are an employee. The people that fight on Zuffa are now employees. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, literally. And I tell you one more thing, and I'll let y'all get busy. Like, it was a time where we couldn't use the octagon structure when we put on fights. We had to get like circular cages. He was like, if it's an octagon, we suing. Cause so when the pettiness comes, it's coming, because if I'm trying to make a power move off of boxing, it is what it is. Now, for the younger business mind or the younger boxing mind, if you don't think that you're a superstar in the making and you're puncher slugger type, but you're exciting, go over there and get your money. Get like 3 or 4 fights, because if you do become a champion, or even if you don't, at 3 fights, if you're managing your money right, you're going to be okay. If you're, because that's, what is it, 450 or something like that?
I thought it was 250 around for some of the lower level guys. That's what I'm saying. If it's not a championship fight, they're not getting that big amount of money. Dana White ain't having that. Yeah. And as far as like a couple of fights, no. He locks them into like a 6-fight deal or a 6-year contract. Yeah, this is what he pushed to. Yeah,
no, they say 6 years.
6 years.
No,
so
that's the maximum allowed, though. That's the max. You can't just lock everybody into a 6-year contract. You negotiate per. I'm sure it changes case by case, because if you're a draw in boxing and you're looking to go over there,
but if you're a draw, you're not going over there anyway. If you're a draw, you're not going over there anyway. You're not being bothered with that shit.
Hitchins, fucking Hitchins just went over there. He could sell a couple tickets at.
But he has no promotional backing. We heard what Eddie said. They didn't even want to revisit.
No doubt, but he fucked that up himself. He should have just kept his mouth closed. But Keith Conley pushed him to do that because Conley knows how Eddie Hearn would have taken that. Like, Conley is a little snake, bro. He's a fucking snake.
Eddie didn't like how that Conor Ben situation happened. That's what happened.
Oh my goodness, he did. And I matter of fact, what had that video where he went off on Conor Ben, talking about the money that he paid him and all that type of shit? Man,
Eddie?
yeah, Eddie went off on Conor
He
Ben.
bought Conor Ben a
I ain't
house,
see
bought him
that.
a Rolls
Yup.
Royce.
When did this?
Yup.
Oh
Man
shit!
paid,
Eddie probably just
put
gave
him
Eddie
in
an interview
position to
because
fight in other locations besides the UK because he couldn't fight in the UK due to that
Yup.
PED test
Egg
that he had.
situation. Yup.
A lot, like he went back for Conor Ben 100%. So that's why I said I feel Eddie on why he's pissed at Conor Ben because they literally covered that man for years, as far as that PED test that he had, and
He lied for him
financially,
too. He said he even lied for him. Like you said, he covered for him all type of shit. So,
yeah.
so
I
I'm
feel
telling you right
everybody
now.
pissed off about that. With
Eddie's
Conor
Eddie's
Ben.
an actor. Eddie's an actor, family.
Show, man.
And
Boxing is
I've
a
heard
dirty,
Eddie
dirty
Hearn in
game.
interviews where he said, like, he's about the loyalty of fighters. Like, he's talked about that, in several interviews. I see Eddie in the interview like every week, like almost 2-3 times a week now. But
I'm not saying
all
he's
the
lying.
interviews I've seen Eddie, he spoke about the loyalty with his fighters, whereas some of the guys like AJ and some of his fighters that he had in the past, he didn't have contracts on those guys. Where like they was just doing handshake deals where it's pretty similar with the same situation with him and Conor Ben. He didn't have his situation tight contractually with Conor Ben to where Zuffa was able to see what it was and hit up Conor Ben like, hey, we got this amount of money for you to fight on this card with Fury and Magmadov. And he went for the bread, and it took me back to Conor Ben's interview that he had with Ring Champs when they was asking him. It was right before he signed with Zuffa. It was right before they asked him about the belts or the money, him fighting Shakur for the money and everything, and he was talking about the money aspect, real in depth, as far as fighting Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Talk about feeding his family, and look at it now. That read real deep into his situation now, where you see him with Zuffa now with this one fight deal, which is, I believe he's going to end up doing more business with Zuffa because I don't think him and Eddie's going to be able to repair that relationship. Honestly, that's
why I'm telling you, Eddie's an actor, because Eddie is acting like he's mad while this Zuffa thing goes down. This is a one fight deal. Soon as this deal is over, they're gonna be right back bosom buddies, and he gonna be like, "Of course, I knew Conor had to get paid, and 15 million is nothing to sneeze at." That's what you're gonna see in the car when you go watch them. Yeah. Eddie's done it before. This ain't even the first. That's why I'm telling you, as soon as this fight is over, they're gonna be bosom buddies. Eddie's gonna be booking his next bout, and it's gonna be up, and that's what it is. Because
let me play this for y'all real quick.
My legal bills. Nobody. He said he lent you money, didn't he? He didn't lend me a cent.
Are you fucking taking the piss? Don't sit there and say, I never lent you money. I lent you 550 grand. One, to buy a house, and two, because you were banging trouble and I never called it in. And I gave you 3 years to pay that money back. And I went above and beyond for you at every single level. Emotionally, mentally, financially. I never, ever stopped having your back through that whole time since you were 18 years old. So don't sit there and lie and say, I never lent you a cent. I can't let him come out and me watch those interviews and go, what the fuck?
Eddie is an actor, boy. Wow. As soon as this fight is over, hey Conor, what's going on, mate? I love you. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. My father,
you gotta
raised a
think
better
about
man
Keith
than that.
Connolly though. Keith Connolly.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm
thing.
about to say he doesn't really like Keith Connolly, and you see what Richards and Hitchins did to him. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't see him going back over there. I just can't, because like Cam said, that relationship is going to be hard to repair unless they're in this together and it's just a whole hoax. It's going to be a hard relationship to repair.
It's an act. Now you done got the money back tenfold. I just need my portion, and you sitting on 15 million, which you couldn't seem to do. You know, after he got him the money, he got the money from the him and Eubank. They cleaned up. Them euros is worth more than the dollars. And they was over that the place was packed for both of them fights. So, you know, it's this is all an acting job. While he gets a little money from Zuffa, I see it. And then they'll be bosom buddies shortly after. It'll be shortly after.
What do you think about this upcoming fight with Xander and Boots and the whole Mayweather situation? I mean, I don't know what the hell going on with Mayweather. He over there taking, what is a $70 million advance from Netflix or something like that. And I don't, what the hell is going on? What is going on, bro?
Mayweather made so much money, he's just kind of liquidating himself as he, you know, comes into normalcy and to he'll always be rich, but you got to liquidate yourself when you're black and you make that. They did the same thing with Tyson in his day, but when it comes to
shit they say about Floyd, this shit is all tabloids and to make people start talking and typing because they got a Manny Pacquiao fight to promote. This is how Floyd promotes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Coming out and saying that this is an exhibition is dangerous because Netflix is not the type of company you play with. You know what I'm saying? That's their reputation on the line. They're just getting into boxing.
Do
I
you
don't
care
think they
about
really have
that
time
fight?
to entertain those kind of games.
Do you care about that fight at all? How are we going to get people to talk about it? How are we going to get people to get engaged with it? Make up a cockamamie story. Say it's fake. Floyd wants this. This is how the first fight went through the roof. Floyd wants blood test and he won't take the drug test. They were doing all sorts of crazy shit. They're doing it again. That's what I think. I don't believe any of it at all.
I don't know about that. He's definitely being sued by multiple people, so I don't think they're all in cahoots. And he's suing PBC and Showtime. So I don't know.
Mayweather, like you could pull up black and white records on it.
On what?
On the internet, you can pull up Floyd's lawsuit, like the legal paperwork.
Oh, I covered that before. You didn't see it in my video.
No, yeah, I've seen some, but I didn't see no legal paperwork. I didn't see.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let me
you
see.
did.
Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up. Let me bring
But
it up.
I'm always just listening though, Jab. I'm never looking at the screen. It's always just in my ear.
Okay. Yeah. No, my video of 3 million gone. I definitely put them lawsuit papers up there.
Oh yeah. No, I shared the video. I remember now. I'm sorry, but listen, a lawsuit against Showtime. I don't know, Jab. I don't believe it. I don't believe all of it. Because listen, when you got the kind of money Floyd Mayweather has had over his fucking illustrious career and the friends he's gained over having that money, like Warren Buffett, listen. I fucking find it hard to believe. I know he spent money the way he spent money, but I just find it hard to believe you got friends like that and money like that, and you're at zero now, and less than zero.
Well, no, I don't think that he's at zero. But D1, you have to be mindful. His broke and our broke are two completely different things. Mayweather, after he stopped boxing, he kept spending money as if he was boxing.
Yeah,
so that money dwindles down quickly when you don't have the money coming back
Not when you got it in the right places and your money's just recurring interest. You know how much money you get? $80,000 a year from 1 million in the bank. If you got it in the right place, you're getting 80 cash off of $1 million just to have it in the bank.
Can I say something real quick?
Hard to tell me this guy's broke. If he is, he's an epic dipshit.
Listen, I get it, D1. I understand that, but what's up, Enigma?
I don't think. First of all, I think this is crazy. All right.
Which part?
Now, Floyd is magically being sued from every direction and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Speaking out against Floyd and shit. Like I didn't like what Shannon Sharp had to say. I think that shit was lame as hell. But hey, it is what it is. And everybody's talking about he's trying to scam Netflix and shit. Come on, man. So where's the paperwork? Why some paperwork with
the timing of that?
Exactly. Show something. Show the paperwork saying that he's trying to scam somebody instead of y'all just pushing narratives and all the fuck shit. I think that shit corny as hell, and I think they want Floyd to come back so he can leave. I think they want Floyd to come back.
Yeah, they want to. Well, listen, this is his choice to come back. Nobody asked his raggedy ass to come out of retirement. Nobody's thinking about no damn Mayweather, but Mayweather being Mayweather and the attention hog and whore that he is,
I don't think it's that, Jab.
Come back, so that's on him.
I don't think it's that this time, Jab. I'm sorry. I'm gonna agree to disagree.
Okay. Well, what do you disagree? Okay, so hold on. Let me play this.
So I haven't seen it myself, so I'd rather see things before I talk about it. But I have, they did say that there has been advances that have been made, that Netflix has given Mayweather some financial advances. And we're talking millions of dollars. I don't know exactly, but when I threw out a figure, they said it's even higher than what I threw out. I threw out multiple millions of dollars. That Netflix has provided some money, that Floyd apparently has taken the contracts that he's had and has gone to a lender and said, look, I'm going to be earning all of this money. Here's the signed contract proving so. And then that the lender has given him some cash up front based on that as well. So he's basically taken these numerous advances on the earnings that he's going to take. And look, as we look at this situation, guys, it strikes me that we know how precious Floyd's O is on his record. He's 50-0, unbelievable career. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. But he's also, it appears to be in financial straits. And the two great loves of his life, money and that zero, are conflicting with each other right now. And he's in a pickle. He's in dire straits, so to speak. And how this exactly is going to play out, you would imagine that Floyd Mayweather will come to his senses and say, look, I have no choice but to participate in this fight. I've got to be at my best and win this fight to keep that O going.
Yeah, I don't believe that guy.
I don't believe that shit either.
Not even a little bit.
Come on, ain't nobody.
That's Lance Pugmire from boxing saying he
but he didn't believe that himself, though, Cam. I know who that was, and just the way he was talking and fumbling over his words, and just the way.
Lee, baby, how you doing?
I don't believe
it. Lance ain't Lance a guy.
He's probably reading the story or getting the story
on camera like we are.
Yeah, but I have a hard time believing it, Cam.
Well, that's fine.
He's just the biggest dipshit to ever walk planet Earth.
Like that, everybody's reported that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
One at a time, y'all.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Good
reported that. Like him taking advances for his pay. They got crazy,
to, Cam. They've got orders. They got to please the people they're fucking working for as well, bro. You know what I mean? They're Bro, either that or Floyd is the most biggest dipshit to ever walk planet Earth to lose $400 million and be broke. You gotta be shit,
like, brother. It's looking like his money funny right now.
Then it looks like he's the biggest dipshit to ever walk the planet.
If people want his money
right now, we ain't saying like he like jack shit, bro. I'm just saying like
they're saying IRS is coming for you. That means you're broke, bro.
Let him finish. Here's a narrative that's not thrown out there. Pacquiao has been begging Floyd to fight him for a very long time. Pacquiao fought in Japan on Floyd's exhibition card. Floyd did tell him if he fought on that card and if he won or did good enough, he was going to honor that and fight him. Pacquiao's been on that tour with him, I think, for 2 fights. And Floyd is probably just honoring the deal that he had with Pacquiao so that they can get busy. There's been nothing that I've read about any taxes, about any this, any that. There's one thing about supposed bankruptcy.
They've been doing for years.
Who doesn't do bankruptcy when it comes to a business? It happens all the time. One of his business probably ain't doing so good. He like, let's bankrupt it. It's no big deal, and we can refine it and bring it back. It's nothing major.
This is hold on. Let me ask this question because DJ has a good point, and he's saying which state boxing commission is going to give a 49-year-old professional boxing license? Can anybody answer him? Because I don't know that answer.
Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada,
Jersey.
There you go, DJ.
Plus, he's fighting another 47-year-old man. It's what do you guys talk? What is he talking about? Well, who would give him a license? Any state Floyd and Manny want to bring their spectacle to, they would gladly give them a license. It's too upper age.
Yeah, because Mayweather is big money. Mayweather's big money. Let's not act like he's not. He's big money.
It's a whole
Sexy Kendra, I've been looking for y'all. I've been looking for you, Sexy Kendra. email me so we could get this together if we go into the fight, man. The tickets are selling really fast, and I don't.
Hey, Jab Queen.
So we got to get this together.
I got my
Tickets are going like hot
conspiracy.
flowers, baby.
I got my
She got
conspiracy.
oh, go ahead, Jim.
Mayweather. Somebody want Mayweather to do something somewhere, and he's not willing to do that shit, man. It's something going on behind the fucking scene because motherfuckers been screaming Mayweather broke for years. People been hating on this man once he broke so bad for fucking years, and it ain't happened yet. I think motherfuckers just spreading shit, bro. And Manny Pacquiao wanted to be a real fight. I don't think Floyd ever agreed to a real fucking fight. He probably agreed to an exhibition the way he said.
Yeah,
motherfuckers just want to take that. Oh, that's it.
Yeah. And the crate. See, when Floyd would fight, most people don't know he would save Vegas, his economy, literally.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
if you don't know why Floyd is so important for Vegas, it's because every time he fought, it would save Vegas's economy.
Yep.
And when you draw the people like that, there's when you get how do I want to say this? When you deal with the upper echelons of boxing, you don't. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that.
Well, we're not politically correct over here. But
no,
go
but there's
ahead.
certain things you can't say, right? So
Yeah,
it's
right.
not a guarantee that you're going to win, even though you're the better fighter.
That's correct.
You understand what
even
I'm
if
saying?
you win the fight, even if we see you win the fight, there's no guarantee you're gonna still
you
get
go.
the decision.
There you go. And you better not do too much.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
You better not do too much. So because things are dependent on other things.
Yep.
And just seeing certain things up close and understanding the business that it is, you understand how people are, you understand body language and things of that nature. But to your other question, because you did ask about Zayas and Boots.
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Crawford is training Zayas a little bit.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Yes, he is. I was going to
It's
ask how
gonna
y'all
be
feel
very
about that. Actually,
interesting.
I don't really have a problem with it because honestly, we know we know that you know Boots was in Canelo's camp, so I really don't have a problem with that. I really
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, if you
It don't really gonna make a
switch
difference. You can't take
I
them
ain't
punches.
really
So
see
you
where
can't
that.
dodge them
Who
punches.
said?
You never fought Boots, so you really can't train them how to fight Boots. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really don't have a problem with that, honestly.
The
Don't
thing
really care.
about it is,
That's real. That's
you
real
know
deal.
why
As far
though?
as Xander getting trained by helped by Crawford.
But look,
He's
the
not getting
reason why,
trained by Crawford, but Crawford is in his camp.
Yeah, he's not
you know
his head
why though?
trainer, but he's assistant.
Oh wow.
Because Crawford is the only person that can come close to Bud, man. Like Crawford switch hits just like Bud do, man. He can mimic Bud's movements better than anybody else.
Crawford is Bud. Which other fighter was you talking about?
Boots.
I know you're thinking of a different fighter. What was you thinking about? Boots?
He's talking about Boots.
I'm talking about Boots.
Okay. Yeah, you said Crawford is a switch hitter like Bud, but Crawford is Bud. Terrence
No, I
Bud
said
Crawford. That's why I was
Boots.
like, yeah. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
that's
you
why I
made a
was like, all right.
mistake.
I thought I said Boots. I thought
No,
I
you
said
said
Boots.
Bud.
My
No,
bad.
you said Bud, babe. That's right.
My bad. My bad. I was trying to say Boots. But he the one who can mimic Boots, man. So I think that's a good idea for Xander to have him in camp.
So what y'all think about the presser? Y'all like the energy? I love the energy.
Yeah, man.
I love the energy.
I
Both
love
guys
that.
popping their shit. Both
And
guys
what we
picking
got,
apart, they cons. You know what I'm saying? Along, giving props to each other, as far as they pros and stuff. So I'm loving the energy between both. And that's why you got the 8,000 tickets sold in one day right there. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys is bringing value to the game, man. They bringing value to this fight for June 27th.
And
Boots
that's
said
and
Xander
that's
gonna
what I
have a
wanted to
fat
kind of.
camp, man.
He said he got one here.
He got a fat camp.
let me just say this, right? And I know like a lot of people are heavily team Boots. I am too, but I don't want us to start running around here saying that, oh, he about to wash him, this is about to be da da da, because we still want to build the fight, right? We want to still help build Boots' marketability, right? Like we want to make sure that he can sell out anywhere he goes to make him a real world star. We don't want to just start bashing Xander. The boy is a damn unified champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
Regardless of
Xander
what we
slander
think.
tolerated right now.
Yeah. Let's just make sure that we, keep the energy up. I love the energy. I love his confidence. There is a few things that he said that, like I said before, y'all, I wanted to really kind of touch on. We haven't had a chance to because we got so engulfed into this foolishness with Zuffa. But he did make a point that I do want to ask y'all about. So I'm gonna play it again just to refresh everybody's memory.
How do you see this fight going? I'm sure you've played it out in your mind already.
I just feel like he's gonna be ready for battle. He's gonna be ready for battle, but I'm gonna be ready for war. It's two different things in there, It's a different mentality when you go in there. He's never been in a position where he had to adjust. He's always had it his way.
One of the fights that people say Boots didn't look like his usual self was the Karen fight, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe both 1 and 2 people, kind of talked about that. Do you feel like are there things that you look at in that fight that you feel like you picked up?
I mean, not just in that fight. There's a lot of things in other fights that you can pick up from. He's a fighter that looks good when he's comfortable. When he doesn't feel comfortable, when he doesn't feel like he got his rhythm, he got his range, his game plan is going according to what the corner is telling, he gets frustrated really easy. And that's what happened with the Karen fight. I don't think Karen was a better fighter than he is. But Karen was just doing the best game plan that he could,
right,
and was getting him out of the strategy and was getting into his head. So I feel like he's a very emotional fighter. Once you get in his corner's head and the corner doesn't have any answers, then he won't get any answers and he won't find any answers. He relies on 10 people telling him what to do. And when those 10 people can't give him an answer, then it's an issue. So yeah, there's a lot of fights that you could pick up a lot of things from.
So what do y'all think about that? I mean, he clearly seems to think that he sees something in Boots. He made reference to the corner, about 10 people being in the corner. I don't recall that about Boots' corner. I'm pretty much his dad and, maybe 1 or 2 other people. But so what are y'all thinking? Like, do y'all think that Xander think he sees something? Or do y'all think he's just confident in his skills that he can get the job done? Go ahead. We can start with you, D1.
Yeah, I can go ahead. I think I think Xander's confident. Not so much his team from Todd Dubois in the press conference on how they was moving yesterday, but I think
that was scary energy.
My bad. I had to talk to my daughter for a second.
With them Bulls, but I don't like the comparison where him and some of the fans and some of the people out there putting that on that perspective for as the Karen fight. I mean, like you said, sis,
that's nasty.
The man Boots done got hit, but Boots has a great chin. He done shown he had a great chin, and we done seen Xander get dropped before one time, and we done seen some little leakage in his defense and certain fights and stuff. But even though my personal self, I love what I saw from Xander in that Baz Baru fight. I felt like he won that fight convincingly, where it was tight. It was getting tight towards the second half, where Baz was making it competitive. But those championship rounds, he didn't have to fight on the inside with a Baz, but he fought on the inside with a Baz, and he fought well on the inside with him. And that's one thing I'm thinking into the fight with Xander, where he gonna play into a lot of factors for as play into Boots' hand in a lot of moments in the fight, coming up. I think we're gonna see a crazy, insane Boots in this fight coming up with Xander, man. Even though I think Xander is going to be competitive in the fight, but I think this Boots that we're going to see is going to be in another level. It will probably be a little bit too much for Xander, but Xander, I don't want no slander. If you lose the fight to Boots, no slander to Xander. He's young. He still got a lot of fight left. You know what I'm saying? Right. He can go up to 160 and do his thing at 160. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he looks like a big boy. He looks like a big 154 pounder.
You see what Boots said?
Yeah, he said you need a fat camp. You need a fat camp. Yeah. I saw that.
Xander walk around about 190.
I won't miss. It is too big. I got pinpoint accuracy.
185,
walk around at
190.
190? Who said
No
that?
problem. Yep. He's the
That's
same size.
That's Xander walk around weight.
Yeah, he's the same height as me. A little bit shorter. So yeah, he's 190 all day. He's thick. But a lot of that we're seeing on him now compared to Boots, we got to remember Boots been training for Virgil, so he's probably on weight right now. He's probably been in shape. He thought he was training for Virgil, the biggest fight of his life, and I think this is going to end up being the biggest fight. And they kind of like got it by accident because Xander wants to prove great. And I think Xander is going to prove a lot. He's going to prove that he can be competitive with Boots for about the first 4 rounds. Then Xander slows down. And when Xander slows down, that's when Boots is going to pick it up. I think it will end early, but, Xander makes no mistakes in the boxing ring. Fundamentally technical boxing, he barely makes mistakes, man. He's just too slow for Boots. He's not fast enough. His hand speed isn't fast enough, and that's where you're going to see the level fucking get widened. And I think Xander going to make a good account of himself. The energy he brought out of Boots in that press conference was absolute fire, and I think Boots knows where he's at right now in boxing. So he's going to talk more in these bigger fights, and people that can actually push him to talk. Man, that's the kind of shit we need. This is the kind. This is
he's coming into his own. He's coming into his own. He's definitely coming into his own. He's comfortable.
Boxing.
I heard a couple people say Boots fights to the level of competition.
Right, yeah, and that could be true too. But this is real golden era of boxing shit. You don't get a 23-year-old versus a 28-year-old both in their prime. Xander don't have to fight this guy. This is shit that we need to get behind and support, because if we don't, they won't make these fights.
Well, obviously, a lot of people are already supporting it. It's 8K tickets sold already. So I believe the boxing world is showing that this is what they want. But I just want to say this, right? To Virgil and to Oscar De La Hoya, you should be on your own next episode of Clapback Thursday, okay? Because I'll tell you right now, y'all are the biggest fools. Look at this fight. The 2 niggas that you tried, the little boy, are now going to be in one of the biggest fights of this year.
Yeah, and then Virgil, how can Virgil, little boy, anybody? This nigga ain't never been no fucking champion, bro.
Oh no, bro. Crazy.
That's crazy. And Virgil ducked fucking Xander too. The same way they say motherfucking Virgil ducked fucking Xander, and they say Boots ducked Virgil twice, but I don't see that. I seen Boots. I maybe give him 1 time because Virgil ducked Boots too. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, and
he ducked the
really. Go ahead, baby.
So,
yeah,
listen,
Boots is gonna get. He's gonna and he's so Philly. Like if y'all ever been to Philadelphia, you could feel the Philadelphia coming out his mouth. When he stepped to him and wouldn't step backwards, and then pulling on like yo, and I'm gonna keep moving forward on you. What's up? So
this shit about to be a war, man. This is about this the best fight
war.
That's far.
I think Boots is going to win. It's going to be in the late rounds because Xander's smart, Xander's big, and Xander is going to dance if he gets hurt. He knows better. So he'll probably catch him late, 11th roundish, and then and I see his eye swelling up a little bit, Boots' eye, his right eye in particular. I don't know. I get the deja vus. That's just what I seen in the dream. And he stops Xander about the 11th. But I think the loser will end up fighting what's De La Hoya's man we just was saying?
Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz. And it'll end up being Xander versus Virgil Ortiz in the classic Puerto Rico versus Mexico.
I swear
bout.
to God, if that fight ends up happening after this fight, Virgil is going to be Duck of the Year on this channel. I'm telling y'all right now.
Good thing Hitchins ducked 2 divisions, or else he would still be.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. No, because I'm serious. I'm like fed up with Virgil and that nonsense. That whole issue. I give nothing but credit to Xander because, like I said, there's been like 6 niggas that duck Boots already, and Xander is gonna step up to the plate and test himself against greatness. I appreciate that, Xander. We appreciate you holding on to them belts for us, but them belts going to Philly, baby.
And I know you're a Xander fan. I know you love you some Xander.
I do. I'm
It
so like
sucks.
torn. Listen, this is for the greater good. Okay. This is for the greater good of boxing. Boots need them belts. He's worked hard for them. Niggas ducking, acting like they don't want to fight him, trying to sun him. So this is his opportunity. Now I got a question for y'all, right? And this, I'm just going
People
silly
think,
with it for now.
What happened if Xander wins,
Y'all
though?
see how if
no,
Xander,
people think
listen,
I hate
shout
Xander.
out to
'Cause I
that.
pick-
Shout out to that. If Xander
I
wins,
pick-
shout out to Xander.
Yep, that's cool. I don't mind if Xander wins. So be it. It is what it is. It's two high level
You
guys
think he
fighting.
should
People
fight
think I
Bachram?
hate-
Kay, you think he should fight Bachram?
Shit.
You know what?
No,
They
it's still
what
going
you
to
call
be
it?
him and Ortiz. I'm telling you, soon as
No, I'm
because
just reading the
Boots is
chat. They're
going
just
to-
throwing out who they think they should fight. So I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
Ortiz fight
I think
Bachram.
One at a time, y'all. One at a time.
As
people
soon
think
as
I
they
hate
fight is over.
Xander because I picked him or I picked the Bass over him. And people like boxing fans don't understand. Just because you pick somebody that's going against the guy doesn't mean you don't like the guy. It just means that's what my boxing brain told me. And that was a very close fight. It is what it is. I'll pick against the guys I root for all the time. If I think they're going to get beat, I just have to pick who I think's going to win the fight. Boxing fans have a terrible habit of not understanding that. I don't know what it is.
So here's my question for y'all, right? Real quick question. And it's a silly question, but if y'all remember, Devin Haney was trying to fight Xander because he has 2 belts. So if Boots win, can we expect the same energy? Y'all let me know.
Haney
Hell
is
no.
not going to fight Boots.
Hell no. Even when he was calling out Boots. Even when Devin was calling out Boots, he ain't really want that smoke.
Listen, my man Fareed Abdul Samad was in Devin's corner. That's my brother, my right hand. And Haney, respect to you, Haney. You know I always cheer for you. I respect and love Haney, but Haney is smart, and Haney knows his limits. He knows his limits. And
You
when
think
it
that's
don't
why he
look
didn't
like,
fight Rolly?
That's what I said.
yeah, because the payday didn't recognize the danger, and I actually think he can beat Rolly. I think he can
Thanks
beat
for being
Rolly.
honest.
I don't think he can.
Payday doesn't recognize the danger. And well, watch this, right? Watch this. Can Brian Norman Smith beat Rolly?
Who the hell's
See how I got quiet
I
in
don't
here?
think so.
See how I got quiet in here?
I don't think so.
Brian Norman Smith?
No, he's talking about
Norman.
Brian Norman Jr.
Not that
Oh,
Smith. I
I knew
added
what you
a name. So Brian Norman will probably beat Rolly, right?
No, baby.
No.
Brian
Rolly
Norman
probably
will
knocked out
probably
Brian
beat Rolly.
Norman.
But Brian Norman could not beat Devin. And that's the hang up. We thought Brian Norman was going to run through Devin. And everybody
Triangle
who
theory
said,
don't work.
I'm
That's a
telling you.
fact.
I'm just trying to tell you. Devin is a
That's what he
master
was
Because
getting
I'm
at.
gonna be honest, I don't know, and I love Brian. I love the Normans. I've had them on this channel. I love the Normans, but I'm not sure he could beat
No.
Rolly. Rolly is getting
No,
better.
this
Y'all
is a
keep
fight.
focusing on Rolly.
That's what I keep saying, man. He is.
The fight Norman and Rolly is must see TV.
I think
I definitely watch that
Rolly,
shit.
I think when Rolly beat Ryan, people got a false sense of greatness. Even though I've touted Rolly as a decent fighter, and I think he's pretty good because he was putting hands on Javante until the knockout. But
He wasn't.
Rolly's been beating Ryan up since they were sparring together. I've been telling people, like he was always beating Ryan. Styles make fights, and that is a bad style for Ryan, and we saw why. In
all power punchers
boring
are.
fight.
Ryan don't do good with power.
No.
Yeah.
Keeps his hands in his pocket. I get it.
He get nervous. He think, oh, if he hit me, and this is him coming off of one of his greatest performances with the Haney fight.
Facts. Business decisions. That tells you Haney can't punch like that. So Ryan wasn't scared of shit. I mean, he got knocked back, and he said Haney got a little sting to his shot, but Ryan wasn't in fear of making business decisions in that fight because he fought in spurts, and when he wanted to, he he gave Dev the business. So
let me tell you
he
something.
gets
What
the
I
power
think, right?
picture.
I think Rolly will always beat Ryan because he just has his number, and I think Ryan will always beat Devin because he just has his number.
Yep.
I don't know
I mean, they
about
fought
that
6
because
times in the amateurs.
that's what I was going to say. In the amateurs, Haney won some. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
3
3-3.
and 3. But listen, this was before Ryan got his man strength.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it was in sparring gloves, not 8-ounce.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big difference.
But I know there's there's obviously styles make fights and Ryan, Devin. But the thing is, Ryan lives rent free in Devin's head. That's just the facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every
Definitely
chance
do.
he out here
He
talking
definitely
about
do.
he out here talking about some goddamn Ostarine every chance he get. So the man lives rent free in your head. And when a fight like that constantly plays over and over in your head, you can't tell me that there's not a little reservation and hesitation when thinking about going in there with him again. You can say what the hell you want, but the biggest fight for Devin right now is a Ryan rematch, and that's not a fight that it appears that he's looking to make.
Yep.
Right.
And you can't be making demands and telling Ryan, who's in the WBC clean boxer, clean fighter program, to go and take extra testing when you don't have that kind of power to do that. You're just putting roadblocks up.
That's the problem. He don't realize he's not the A side. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He thinks he's
Yeah.
But
still
how
the
can
A
you
side.
not realize that? How can you not realize that when you weren't the A side in your last fight and you were
No,
just on his undercard? How can you not realize that?
Oh, they realize it.
It's the
And that's why
delusion.
they're doing what they're doing. They don't want to fight
Well, I
Ryan
believe that's
again.
delusion.
You know what it is?
Watch this.
You know what it is?
Oh, go ahead.
It's because he went with Turkey and made that big money and got overpaid with Turkey. Now he expecting that shit to be everywhere.
Well,
Fuck out of here.
Watch this though.
Ain't
Watch
working like
this.
that.
Watch this. Zuffa, if they're smart, you say if Connor wins this weekend, Connor versus Haney on a Zuffa card, we will pay to see that because we want to see what
that's a good
happens
fight.
between Haney and Connor. I promise you, it'll go down, and then Haney, you could get a halfway decent payday. And even though he'll probably outbox Connor, he gonna get swung on, and we gonna watch.
Jab, you see Sin's comment to K Money's comment? Look at Sin Ironheart's comment. He said Boots has to be beaten more than once in embarrassing way to get packed up. The fuck is you talking about? K Money. That's who he was talking to. And I concur, Sin. That's a fact.
Okay.
What's good, my boy?
Yeah, no. So I mean, okay. So we're clear on this fight. I mean, obviously, we're giving Xander all the credit in the world, right? Because he is not amongst one of the 8 niggas that ducked. You know what I'm saying? The smoke with Jaron, Boots, Ennis, and he's coming with the energy that we love to see, right? So it should make for an amazing fight. Do y'all think it goes the distance, or do y'all think there's a stoppage? How do y'all see this fight playing out?
I think Boots stops him in probably like 8-9 rounds, 8-9 max. Because Xander going to come out and try to box with him and stand his ground for a little bit. The first 4 rounds, like I said earlier, going to look competitive, going to be great. And then once Xander slows down, like he normally does, so hopefully he gets himself into the best shape of his life because he's going to need to be. Once he slows down, Boots going to pick it up, and it's gonna get ugly from there. I think Boots ends up stopping him.
Y'all agree with Boots? He was in fat camp, or he needs fat camp.
Yep.
Y'all agree that he needs the fat camp?
I think Xander going to play weight games, though. I think Xander going to blow weight because that's a top rank play. That's how top rank moves their guys up from the division, gets them a built-in excuse for the fight. They'll have their guy blow weight by like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, like Shakur Stevenson did, vacate the belts, and then he's got an excuse in case he loses, and he can move up afterwards. And that, I bet you they do the same exact play in this fight.
If Xander's smart, he weight bullies and comes in heavy because if he comes in heavy, he can take his shot better. And if he takes his shot better, he's probably going to last to the 11th, which is probably why Boots called it out in the first place. And I see Boots getting hit with a shot, that's going to swell that right eye up sometime during the fight. He'll weather the storm and knock out Zayas in the 11th. But that was a dream. I get deja vus. There you have it.
I ain't mad at that at all, my guy.
Right? We high-fiving together.
Well, you know what? I want this to be a competitive fight, right? I want this to be a competitive fight. I don't want Boots to just completely run through Xander. And that's only because I already know these niggas and their narratives. If that happens, they'll be, oh, he wasn't ready. You know, look at how. I'm not saying, oh, struggle, because they'll have something to say about that too. They're going to have something to say either way. But I do want this to be a fight where it's like, yo, you can't keep denying that this man is out here proving himself, because for whatever reason, there's like this narrative surrounding Jaron Boots Ennis, like he's not a good boxer. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who started it, but the shit need to stop.
Facts. That's a fact, Jeff. Shit needs to stop, bro.
I don't.
It's because he's the next one. He's the guy. Boots is the next guy.
Well, you know, a lot of people say, oh, he struggled with Karen, but I don't see none of the rest of you niggas fighting Karen. I didn't see nobody else getting ready to fight Karen.
I'm gonna say this.
Mention his name. They don't say shit about no Karen. They just keep their mouth shut. Nobody.
Devin is fighting Karen, ain't he? I believe Devin and Karen is up. I believe that's what they announced recently, right?
Oh shit!
Wait, did you see that? See that?
Hell no.
Hey, bro.
He ain't see that.
David and Karen, if I'm not mistaken.
You mean me with the gold, with the green heel, with the sun right there, and the T with the crown on that? I mean, that's always me, baby boy.
Look, I'm gonna say this, right?
I might be speaking about something that's supposed
one at a time.
Yeah, somebody else.
I'm gonna say this.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a poster with Devin and Karen, but I might not.
Yeah, probably some Twitter bullshit.
Is a poster like that out now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, right?
Let me shut up. But I'll be back to your panel. Peace, fellas. It's a pleasure. Peace. Keep jabbing. Shout out.
Always a pleasure, man. I appreciate the commentary.
Yeah, come up anytime, Bumpy, for real.
Salute, Bump.
Well, Coach Bump. Look, I'm gonna say this, right? And I said this shit yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again. What's happening? I say there is no losers in this fight. In my opinion, there ain't gonna be no loser. If Xander comes in there and pushes Boots and makes Boots go into his bag and do shit that we ain't seen him fucking do, and give a great account of himself, even if Boots wins, Xander still wins because of his performance. He got a whole nother fan base, and other motherfuckers gonna still want to see him fight even more. You know what I'm saying? Just like Boots. If Boots win, he going to superstar. But if Boots lose, it's still the same. Vice versa. Like, the fans win. We are winning with this fucking fight because Xander and Boots are the ones that's pushing the shit in the right direction. They getting shit started, and hopefully it stay that fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion on the shit.
You know what, Enigma? I have to agree with you. I feel like there are going to be no losers in this particular situation. They're coming to give the fans a fight. Like you said, even, you know, if Xander loses, he will gain more fans. I think he's already gained more just because of his willingness to get in there. And, you know, the Spanish community, they rally around their fighters. They have a super strong fan base. You've seen Canelo done lost 3-4 damn times. They still right there. Come on us. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You can't really, he's going to be good regardless. You feel me? And
yeah.
I hate to say this, but if Boots lose, shit, maybe he'll get more fights then, because it's like pulling teeth to get niggas in the ring with him.
You ain't never lie. But my thoughts on that O'Shaquie Foster Ray Ford fight, though, I can't wait for that shit. I think Shock gonna put belt to ass.
Oh, I know he's gonna put belt to ass. But let me ask you something. This card is reported that it's going to take place on May 30th, right? I thought it was going to be on the undercard of the Xander and them fight, but obviously I was wrong, so that's fine. But my thing is this: do you think this is a main event fight? No disrespect to either of them, because I like both of them. But do you really feel like this is the main event fight?
No. No way in hell is that a main event fight. That is a great undercard for somebody like Tank Davis or David Benavidez. That's a great card for that. I don't know why they're fighting on their own shit. Why not David Benavidez card, right? They do
Yeah,
cross.
or the boots card. I thought they were gonna be on the boots card with Shoo Shoo.
That's a
like-
perfect co-main. That's the perfect co-main for that.
Word up.
Golly,
You know what I'm saying?
they don't know what they're doing over there.
It is what it is. Hopefully they'll be able to build it out. If not, shit, they still got time to throw him on the undercard because Boots is in
But
June.
That was without Turkey made that fight. Why is Ring Magazine got their label all over it? It
Child,
should
Ring
be
Magazine
Eddie.
do a whole bunch of fugazi ass shit.
No,
If Shockey do beat Ford though, if Osaki does beat Raymond Ford, like I know he is, like I hope he is. If he does beat him, and then he get to go get go get Big Brother, go get Shakur. Like he's heading for becoming a main event. He's heading for being that. I can see that happening.
I think that's G by Shockey taking his little brother, gonna beat his ass. He just beat up
Yeah,
KG.
word up.
A real master class. Like Shockey's going up in my book. I didn't like the way he looked in the Conceição fights, but he
reavenged that D1. He reavenged that.
Yeah.
I think they jerked him the first fight. If I'm being honest,
But he didn't do enough though. Like Chalk was just content with letting this dude push the action. He really wasn't throwing punches. So I understand the first one, and I know why fans were mad about it. That's me. That was a tale of two fights. I thought it was a draw the first fight. I wouldn't have gave it to the challenger. I wouldn't have gave it to the champ because the champ didn't do enough. And the challenger was just fucking throwing wild punches, pushing the action. But I get it. I get why you call it.
Luis Alberto Lopez, Sexy Kendra. Nobody we want to see him fight, but he on that card, so it is what it is.
Wow. Who Luis Lopez can fight. Alberto Lopez, that's top rank. Yeah, that's the dude who got knocked the fuck out by Angelo Leo, unconscious.
Oh, that's right.
That dude can fight. He can fight. He's awkward. He's got crazy, weird timing. He's cracking. Angelo just found that shot. Angelo was getting fucking worked in that fight, too. He just found that big punch. So Lopez can fight for sure. That's not a guaranteed win for Shushu, but I like Shushu. Shushu's a fighter, man. He incorporates.
Shushu's trying to get the Inoue, man. He's trying to get the monster. Shushu's trying to get the Inoue, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Speaking of monster.
Hey,
speaking
man.
Of Inoue, well, hold on, y'all. Speaking of Inoue, we're gonna be able to watch his fight against Nakatani live on his own. They're actually letting us stream it in America. So that's the second. Tokyo, yep.
Nice.
Why they weren't gonna let us?
No, they weren't going to stream it. Yeah.
Wow.
Now they're going to let it stream on the Zone.
And now they're going to count it as a pay-per-view on the DAZN premium plan. Fuck you.
Probably.
The fuck? It's one of my 12 pay-per-views of the year to fight at 5 o'clock in the morning and here. Because Japan, they're fighting for their people. They're not going to put it on crazy time in their country to satisfy our TV needs. No,
they don't care. They don't care about us.
Monster's too big of a draw.
AJ, I agree. He's already thrown Ray Ford in the way, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to throw somebody else in the way after. But
isn't it weird? It's such weird energy. So Shock got to be telling the truth about busting his ass in the gym at Shock's joint in Houston or wherever the fuck they were. You gotta be, bro. There's no. Shakur talking about fighting Osaki outside of boxing. When you get paid millions of dollars to get inside the ring and settle out a difference, that just screams scary energy to. Yeah, he's a clown, and Shock really busts his shots at people in life. Like Shock,
that nigga he been down. That nigga done did a bid and all that.
He ain't having that, bro. He would. That's why Shakur got that weird energy towards him. Because you notice any real gangster, Shakur gets weird. He starts talking dumb shit.
Shocky is hilarious. Shocky is I'm gonna beat the son. I'm gonna beat the son, and I'm gonna beat the daddy. I'm gonna beat the I love it. I love his energy.
Jacoby moving janky as hell, man.
First, I'm gonna whip his ass. Then I'm gonna beat his daddy.
He's moving like a hoe. So this is the last thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Y'all weren't on the panel, but I do want to get y'all thoughts on this. Amanda Serrano has a fight coming up in May. So she has been doing her tour run, and she happened to sit down with Joe, Fat Joe and Jada Kiss, and listen to this interview. She said some very interesting things that proves that another certain boxer is a damn liar.
Paid female boxer ever for a fight?
I am. I'm the first.
She's not fucking highest paid. Yo!
It's Truly an honor. Listen, I was the first female to get $1 million. And I say the first because it was a Katie Taylor fight. So my team came back to me and said, we're going to give you $1 million. We were so excited, so happy, so proud of that accomplishment that my manager, Jordan, said we have to announce this because we have to show women that we can do it. We broke that barrier. We broke that ceiling. Let's do it. Katie Taylor was like, wait a minute. How much you getting? Because she wasn't getting that much.
No,
she wasn't getting that much. So her team had to go, she was a champion. I was a contender. So then her team was like, okay, we'll give you the mill. So we both end up getting a mill that fight that night. That was April. Some people claim that they're the first, but in my calculations, in my calendar, April comes before October.
It don't even matter.
So proud of that moment. And look, that wasn't my only fight where I made $1 million. I'm a multi-millionaire, and I'm so proud to say that. Joe, you know, I fought in the beginning of my career for peanuts. Like, there was championship.
So there you have it. Amanda Serrano on making it clear that she was the first woman to actually make $1 million in her career. So that just goes to show you that, you know.
In the grand scheme of things, like Joe said, it don't really matter as long as y'all are all getting millions. You're the first, you're the pioneer. But I got a different question. You don't think Joe got one single gray fucking hair in his 50-year-old beard? That's got to be high maintenance to dye that fucking thing all the time. Like 5 o'clock shadow dye? What the
Not everybody.
Let them wisdom hair show, my boy. Crazy to me.
All right.
Shout out to Amanda, though, or Katie, or both of them. Shout out to them ladies. Man, that's got to be a great feeling to throw punches all the way.
We had another young lady out here talking about she was the first one to make $1 million in boxing, but she was not.
First one out here to make $1 million karaoke songs.
Child.
Maybe that.
What do y'all think about the Richardson Hitchins signing to Zuffa? Him and Berlanga.
He ducked he ducked all the boxing. As of right now, he's the biggest duck I've ever seen in boxing. Ever. Like, period.
That shit was stupid on Richardson's behalf because now he ain't got his IBA. He's not a champion no more. Like, he just fucked up, just like Zayas did.
Yep.
And you just see it. Like, the thing that gets me is you watch this shit unfold with Ja, and then you go and do the same thing. It just goes to show they don't care about them belts as much as they think they do when money starts talking.
Right.
Talk about it. I'm a little more disappointed in Richardson Hitchins than Edgar Berlanga, because Edgar Berlanga, let's be honest, he don't really have a lot of options. But I thought that at least Richardson Hitchins had a few, even though Eddie did say that no major promotional company was looking to pick them up. I feel like he could have he did some type of unification fight, like even a 1 or 2 deal. Somebody would have did that for him at least. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I think the embarrassment, he ran from that embarrassment from ducking Oscar Duarte.
Yo, they're trying to. They were trying to. I think he cut out of that to get the Zuffa deal because they didn't want him coming over there with a loss. But really, losses ain't supposed to matter to Zuffa. So I don't know, man. I think he just pulled out at the last second, trying to make his money. That's a Keith Conley thing, saying, yo, listen, bro, they'll pay you this much without a loss. But if you take a loss to Duarte here, your purse is going to significantly go down in your contract. So you might want to.
So you think they're paying Berlanga less than they're paying Africa?
Oh, yeah, because Berlanga's got losses. Yeah. Yep.
A knockout
But
loss.
you know, they're both Keith Conley fighters, and Berlanga got a little wave with him. He can sell a couple tickets. He had a fucking brief following, but I think the whole draw tour with Canelo fucked him, kind of skewed his worth. You know, it's a tough.
It did. That lost to Hamza Shiraz and all that shit he talking. That's what screwed his worth.
Wait.
And the fact that he was running around talking about Hamza Shiraz hand wraps like a sore loser. That's what really kind of
you ain't gonna get if the fight happened in Vegas and he said he cheated with his hand wraps, I'd say all right, let's look. You know, Hamza didn't take off the left until he got back there. The reason he didn't take that off is because that's what NYSAC makes you do. You keep that fucking wrap on your hand till we inspect it backstage and everything's over, we cut it off your hand. We look at the fibers. We look at all that shit.
Only
People
one
don't know
though?
that stuff. No, they take both of them.
But he only had the one on. That's what I don't know. Nevertheless, it was foolish. I don't know what was going on with all that. I just feel like he underestimated the situation when he
Or
went
maybe
in.
they cut off one to take with them. You know what I'm saying? NYSAC, you're not getting anything over on them. You're not going to cheat in the state of New York. Not with no fucking hand wraps. No way. They ain't dealing with that again.
Yeah.
It's easy to make sure that these guys aren't cheating when you got an official watching their hand wrap, watching them put the glove on, because you know there's a lot of ways to cheat. You could slip a rod in your hand in your hand wrap and close your fist on it, and then it's like you punching with a roll of quarters in your hand. You can do a skinny rod. You can do so much shit. You can pull hair out the glove. You can cheat many ways. So they're on it in the state of New York. That's where Cotto got.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So
all right. Well, any final words? I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up.
Thanks. I'll see y'all later. I'll be live at 8. Catch y'all later.
Okay, yeah, for sure. All right.
Jab is always a pleasure, baby girl. Appreciate you.
Yes,
Be
for
one
sure,
of my
for sure.
boys.
You listen, whenever you go live, nigga, you gotta let me know, man. We're gonna come over there and support you.
I bet I can't go live yet because I don't have enough subscribers. I don't think I only got 60 subs.
Okay. Well, we gotta get your subs. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Enigma, man. Y'all go over there and show that boy some love. But yeah, man, we'll definitely keep pumping you. Make sure you get what you need so you can start going live.
Appreciate you, mama.
Of course. Have a good evening.
You too.
Now listen, I'm gonna play this last little thing that don't have nothing to do with nothing but mother is petty, and I do not care. So this is Remy's new drop. Okay, we're gonna listen to it.
On a beat, so it's